This is Sky Sports 2.
The Sheffield Steelers are defending their playoff championship title. They clinched their third playoff trophy in a row last season by beating the Nottingham Panthers in Manchester. It's one of the greatest rivalries in ice hockey. Once again, these two teams go head-to-head in a big game. This time, it's a place in the playoff semi-finals at stake. Well, as ever for these local derbies, it's a sellout here at the Nottingham Ice Stadium because the Panthers are taking on the Steelers in this Group A playoff game. We're live and exclusive on Sky Sports 1. Well, the Nottingham Panthers fans have got plenty to cheer about because their team, the Panthers, are top of Group A after 3 games with just 3 games to go. That was largely due to a very successful weekend. First of all, a victory over Newcastle on Saturday, 5-2, they beat them. And then on Sunday, a victory over the treble champions, Ayr. Brent Bobick sealed it for them in the second period to give them the 3-2 win and the 2 points to go with it. So at the halfway stage, they have a 1-point lead over the Eagles. Sheffield are in 3rd spot after their defeat in Ayr on Saturday. Now, 8 points will be enough. So if Nottingham beats Sheffield, they'll only need 1 point from 2 games. Don't forget, of course, the top 2 go into the semis. That would leave Sheffield on 3 points, and that would leave them with a big uphill struggle. Joining me in the studio, a man who knows all about the pressures of playoffs, the former Cardiff and Manchester coach John Lawless, now with the Telford Tigers, and himself just 2 points away from the playoffs in the Premier League. So you know all about the pressure there, John.
Yeah, we've got 2 home games left. We've got to win one of those to secure a spot in our final, but tonight's a big game for both clubs, but I think Sheffield more so, because if they lose tonight, then basically they'd have to win the remaining games and it'll be out of their hands. They'll have to hope other results go their way.
It is a real scramble, as we've said, in that Group A, and the rivalry, you can hear the atmosphere, the rivalry between these two, it's quite incredible, and you've said this is one of the most intimidating rinks, isn't it?
The rivalry is unbelievable. The rink here is so intimidating for the visiting fans, or for the visiting club. So I think for Sheffield to sort of quieten down the fans is play a real solid game at the back, get the puck out.
You said it's almost like having a 2-goal start.
It is, you know. If the fans get behind Nottingham early on, I think Sheffield are going to have a real tough time.
It's going to be a very physical game, we can expect. We saw in Cardiff on Saturday how Manchester came there and made it a real physical presence for themselves. A lot of fighting we can expect, perhaps.
Yeah, I think the team that's going to win this will have to be self-disciplined. There's going to be a lot of hits, a lot of things off the puck that the ref can't see, so you got to be self-disciplined, take a shot for the team.
Briefly, can you see either of these two finishing above Ayr in this group?
Oh, I think both clubs have the potential to, but it's playoff hockey and anything can happen.
Thanks very much for the moment, John. Well, let's see if there's any team news to be had and go down ringside with Nick Rothwell.
Well, Gabby, I can't believe the noise now. Before warm-up, the tunnel area was just quiet. It was eerie. All the players were in their changing rooms concentrating on the job at hand. Now, actually, the Sheffield Steelers assistant coach Clyde Toole took the stereo out of the team's changing room so that they could just concentrate on what they have to do. Now, they're going to be without Andre Malo and Jamie Vanderhorst, so you're going to see a lot of Ken Priestley on the point. Now, Nottingham, they're at full strength except Simon Hunt, who's still recovering from that wrist injury. Now, they, on the other hand, they're saying they're ready for it, and the volume on their stereo was pumping full volume, so we'll see which tactic works out.
Are they playing Leonard Cohen or the Spice Girls, though, Nick?
Well, it's a little bit of Barry Manilow, so I'm going to go with Sheffield.
Thanks very much, Nick. Well, it's face-off time almost round the corner here, so let's join our commentary team of Bob Carroll and first Tony Millard.
As the city of Lace meets the city of Steel, it produces ice hockey's most intense local derby. In simple terms, as you've heard, if Nottingham win, they need a single point from their 2 remaining group games to reach the semi-finals. A win, though, for Sheffield will see the clubs just a point apart and all to play for. It should be quite a game. Nottingham starts with Trevor Robbins in goal. On defence, it's Jim Matheson and Jeff Sebastian. Their starting forwards, Derek Laxdell, Greg Haddon and Jamie Leach. For Sheffield, Piero Greco's in goal. Starting defencemen Ken Priestley and Corey Bolio. Up front, it's Scott Allison, Tony Hand and Ed Courtney. Our referee tonight, we had him with us on Saturday, is Kyle Smart. He's a Canadian over here from Newmarket, Ontario, now living in Mansfield, he tells me, conveniently halfway between Nottingham and Sheffield. The action will be thick and fast. It's just like a cauldron here in this old rink, some 60 years old. And certainly for the coaches today, it's going to be a tough one and a game in which they concentrate. Bob Corral alongside me. Well, Mike Blaisdell there chewing the gum, chewing the cud, in fact.
Well, he wants to keep that winning process going. In the same breath, Alex Dampier, he's got to turn his team back into winning ways. A crucial game, a game on the road for them. But if they win, boy, that puts them in the old hot seat.
Well, a little bit of a delay here. The referee, Carl Smart, has a slight problem, but his linesman getting into place. And we'll be underway very, very shortly. Here we go. Nottingham Panthers in the lighter strip, defending the goal to our right. In this, the smallest of the 8 rinks in the Super League. And Sheffield playing in the darker strip, well, they're defending the goal to our left. Nottingham in possession now. Dumped. Big hit there on Greg Haddon from Corey Bolio. Away comes Ed Courtney for Sheffield. Number 27. Dumps it into the corner. Tony Hand round this side. Knocked down, in fact, by Trevor Robbins. This is Derek Laxdell, who will ice the puck and produce the first change in lines tonight. Give us a chance to look at the Nottingham squad, the home team here tonight. Trevor Robbins back in goal, they'll be grateful for that. Steve Carpenter, number 19, coming across here from a lower division last season and doing very, very well. Michael De Angelis is back from the Olympics where he represented Italy. Paul Adey, of course, joint top power play goal scorer of this season with 10 to date. Jamie Leach, Craig Nienhuis and Derek Laxdell produce goals aplenty.
Well, Mike Blaisdell, he's got to be pleased with the start that his team has had in these playoffs so far. That was a huge win for him, Tony. Great confidence booster against the Air Scottish Eagles.
Shooter with the shot, but Knox will get the break on here for Nottingham Panthers. He's got on this side De Angelis getting forward. He finds De Angelis. Can't get the backhand shot away. Cover comes out. This is Cranston for Sheffield. Eventually knocked into the neutral zone, but Nottingham will get back here in the person of Blake Knox, and he's taken into the boards down below us, and the puck goes out. Give us a chance to look at the Sheffield Steelers squad here tonight. Piero Greco starting in goal, a bit short on defence. Number 5, Rob Wilson is their captain. Chris Kellan, the veteran, now 41. Big Corey Bolio. Ken Priestley, of course, prolific scorer, but now playing on defence tonight. And Tony Hand is the all-time top scorer in British ice hockey.
There's Alex Dampier now. He was the coach of the Nottingham Panthers for a long time, so he understands the Nottingham Ice Stadium probably better than any other coach in the Super League, and he'll be trying to work that to his advantage and the Sheffield Steelers side.
Nottingham forced back. This is Sheffield in possession. How Kovacs with a shot. Robbins kills it. Stone dead, and that will produce a face-off to his left. The playoff beards are getting quite prolific there.
Well, they certainly grow fast enough for these guys, no doubt about it. There isn't one of them on there that hasn't got something going. But we'll see some certain quick changes here on both sides, trying to keep those lines fresh, and I'm sure that both coaches will be looking to match lines against lines, players against players, who's going to play best against certain units.
Well, we caught a glimpse there of Clyde Toole, the Sheffield coach. The backup, of course, to Alex Dampier, but now shot on the backhand from Tommy Plummer, and Robbins had to watch that carefully. Puck held up against the boards. Carpenter on back there with Del Monte of Sheffield. Puck knocked around. This is Tommy Plummer, number 11 for Sheffield. Skips inside his man. Gets it back to Wilson. Wilson shot just wide, but lacked power. This is Nicky Chin in possession. Trying to send them the wrong way. Goes off the back of the net. Now the break is on here. Nienhuis. Randall Webber can't control the puck, and it's knocked into the neutral zone by Chris Kellan. This is Nienhuis for Nottingham. Again, good cover here. Sheffield clear the danger. They stay calm and collected. This is Del Monte for Sheffield. Shot watched away by Trevor Robbins. Such an impressive goaltender at his best. I missed him when he wasn't playing recently. Wilson with a shot. Takes a deflection into the corner. Sheffield at the moment having slightly the upper hand and getting the shots away. This is Nienhuis though for Nottingham. Kellan keeps it in well for Sheffield. Bouncing puck. Punched away this time. into the neutral zone. This is Chris Cannon getting forward as Nottingham change on the fly. Robbins has to watch that carefully, and Sheffield now will change as Nottingham come forward. Tony Hand creates a space for Courtney. Brilliant save by Robbins, who does the splits there and kills it stone dead.
Well, Jeff Sebastian tried to get that puck out of the zone. It didn't work for him. There was some Nottingham Panthers going forward on the offense. They got outnumbered in the zone. Tony Hand really capitalizes on this play. Hits his man, Ed Courtney. What a huge save there by Trevor Robbins. To stack those pads on the short side and nullify probably the hottest goal scorer in the Super League this season, Ed Courtney.
Well, the quality of Tony Hand is just about to take the face-off on the far side, nearly beating that man Robbins with the move he set up. Hand will take this face-off. Hand's passing, whichever level he plays at, superb. Robbins again, superb in goal for Nottingham Panthers at the moment.
Well, I think in terms of the Nottingham Panthers and Trevor Robbins, well, Sheffield's definitely had a big advantage there. 4 shots on goal. But that's going away again. These goalkeepers hot early in the game. If you pepper them a little bit and they really get into it, usually that dwells very much as the game goes on.
Can't be offered that the visiting team gets the superior number of shots early on, but they are tonight. Nottingham forced back again. This is Ken Priestley in possession and playing on the blue line tonight. He will move it to Courtney. Courtney caught in possession by Leach, and well, that was, according to the linesman on the far side, went just over the blue line. And that caught, produced a face-off just outside that Sheffield defensive zone.
Well, Ed Courtney there, as I said, signed recently, or I shouldn't say recently, at the start of the year, though, and he was a big add to the Sheffield Steelers, playing on that top line along with Tony Hand and Kenny Priestley, now back to defense, but he certainly had his injury problems in the last month of the season, and I think he's still playing not at 100%, but obviously come playoff time, you've got to be there, you've got to be prepared, and you've got to give it for the team.
Well, he played for San Jose in the NHL, Ed Courtney, and certainly proved his worth as a goal scorer this season.
Well, one of the interesting things, he's a winger, he's a big guy, 6'4", 16 stone 1, Tony. You want to go in the corner with that guy? I don't know, maybe. I'll let you go in there, I'll stay out and see what happens.
Well, that Carl Smart, the referee's not far from those dimensions either, is he? He's a big fella. Bouncing puck. Trevor Robbins watches that over the line, and that will produce the first icing of the day from Sheffield, and a face-off in their zone, and still we're awaiting the first shot on Piero Greco. Garth Premack, the Nottingham captain there.
He's been a stalwart, I'll tell you. He's got a lot of respect for the forwards around the league. You know, you speak about these guys, I know we always go on about the offensive type defenseman, but Garth Premack, a very solid defensive defender. Nobody really wants to go against guys like that because they know that they're solid, come to play every night, and they're going to give you a good ride if you go near them.
Face off then in that Sheffield zone. Scuffling for the draw, but Sheffield eventually clearing it out, and Trevor Robbins has to watch this carefully, but good forechecking from Kovacs. This is Ron Shudra. Knocks it into the neutral zone. Premack there, just as Bob was talking about, very effective, denying pretty much time to Sheffield, who are now pinned back in their own zone. Premack all over the ice, but their misplaced pass will allow Sheffield a break here. But big tough stuff down below us here with Paul Adey dumping Cranston into the boards. This is Frank Kovacs getting it back and creating space for Sheffield, who played in the neutral zone. Shot there from Cranston just off target. Poked away by the goaltender Robbins. Now the break is on here for Paul Adey. He nicks inside. That's support, and now the good cover from Sheffield and David Longstaff. And Kovacs will knock it goalwards. Angelis and Nienhuis combine and eventually clear that defensive zone. Knocked back in by Kellen with a perfect poke check to put Nottingham again under pressure. This is Nienhuis. 1-2. Good passing work. Nienhuis with a shot. First shot on Greco of the match. And there goes another one. 2 in quick succession. He thought he was having a holiday. This is Kelly. Big hit there from Carpenter to deny Nicky Chin. And I think that'll produce the first penalty. Cross-checking penalty, I think, is coming up. Are we going to get the icing call here? No, they didn't see it. They've let it go, and we just get an icing call.
Well, Nicky Chin there having a look at the puck, and of course, I suppose to a certain extent he's a bit blindsided. But this guy here, he's a great open ice hitter, and that's Stevie Carpenter. He's not a big guy in stature, let me tell you, which is exactly the opposite of Nicky Chin, but nonetheless, boy oh boy, he gets everything into you, and he can hit with the best of them.
Well, certainly was, and there we are. Nicky Chin continues chewing away, and the face-off is deep in that Sheffield defensive zone. Neutral zone, good effort by Carpenter there to knock it down on the red line. Into the corner it goes from Beaulieu. Leach knocks it around. Carpenter would chase this one. Nottingham starting to play with confidence here. Still not managing the shots. Carpenter again. Referee, we'll talk about that in a moment. Bob letting things flow a little bit at the moment. This is Priestley for Sheffield. Trapped by the left skate of Tommy Plummer, who avoids the check from Derek Laxdale. Matheson holds it up against the boards, and that'll produce the face-off in the neutral zone. And we can go down to ringside for some news from our reporter, Nick Rothwell.
Hey guys, we knew this was going to be a physical game, and we've already collected our first injury. Greg Haddons had to go off from Nottingham. He went by me with the doc and the physio, and he looked like he was taking off his jersey and his shoulder pads and elbow pads. So I imagine it's an upper body injury. We don't quite know yet. I can't get into the room. I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
That'll be a big blow to Mike Blaisdell and the Panthers. Obviously now just getting back to full strength, Tony. Having a lot of injury problems in the latter part of that season, you know, and he's hoping that his team can remain very, very healthy. There's another one, Neil Morgan. He was out for the latter part of the season. They're certainly happy to have him back in the lineup. They can stay healthy, they'll do well.
Well, as you say, they will miss Greg Haddon. 24 goals he's managed this season, one way and another. This is Scott Allison. Good reverse pass for Tony Hand. The trainer is there, Courtney with the shot. This is Ady with the break to Brent Bobbitt. Bobbitt looks for the man in front of him, and fractionally offside is Marty Dolman. But what a perfect pass, had he caught him in full stride.
Well, the component of moving that puck so very well, I'll tell you, none better than this one. Marty Dolman all alone on the far side there. His man not getting back, but unfortunately that pass just not quick enough. Offside being the call.
Well, it was tight, certainly, that offside call, but the linesman doing a perfect job down there. Alan Batchelder is the linesman looking after the face-off. And he's just come back from doing 4 games in Luxembourg in the European Junior Championships as referee. Now Sheffield on the break. This is Allison with a shot. Robbins with a save yet again. Brent Bobbitt will wrap it around the boards. Ady can't collect the puck. This is Ron Shudra into the neutral zone. Good quality from Tony Hand again. This is Ady for Nottingham Panthers. Good pass, good backhand shot from Dolman, just off target. The Nottingham fans yelling there because Brent Bobbitt appeared to be caught by a stick. Nottingham forced back, almost getting caught with too many men on the ice there, and Craig Nienhuis flips it up into the crowd. And up here on high in the gantry with us is John Lawless. John, it's a tight game so far, but Sheffield having the better of it in terms of shots.
Yeah, it's very physical too. There's lots of hits out there. They're good, clean hits. Nicky Chin took a couple there his last shift, and I think that's going to play a big part. If the forwards can get deep in the offensive zone and cause some havoc down low, maybe the defense will cough the puck up, but very physical game.
It seems that Sheffield are giving Nottingham no respite in their own rink, though. Nottingham been pushed back. Yeah,
they've had the majority of chances, lots of shots, and Robbins has come up big a few times.
Well, there's the shot position. 7 of them going to Sheffield, and just 2, both in split seconds it was on Piero Greca. John Lawless joining us here, former Manchester coach, now with Telford, of course. Chases on here for Craig Nienhuis, taken into the balls by Cranston. This is Garth Premack for Nottingham. De Angelis controls the puck at the second attempt and knocks it into the neutral zone. Tipped away by Nienhuis. Good work by Randall Webber. Morgan can't control the pass there from Premack. This is Rob Wilson in possession for Sheffield. Chase is on for Frank Kovacs. Premack watches it carefully. This is Randall Webber for Nottingham, number 10. Premack again. There's a big part already tonight, the Nottingham captain. Priestley will knock it around the boards for Sheffield, but the interception gets a lucky bounce there, and Cranston gets the break here. It came back off the boards and really favoured Sheffield there, but Carpenter We've seen so many times this season playing well, breaking it up on the blue line, and this allows Morgan to get the break. Plummer with the interception. Carpenter again skates all over the ice. Chase is on here for Blake Knox. Jamie Leach is 27 for Nottingham in the lighter strip. This is Laxdale. Knox. Chance of the edge of the crease there. Bishop storming forward. This is Leach again. Around the boards it goes. Sheffield being pinned back at the moment. Cleared into the neutral zone. Now we've got a 3-on-1 here. Chin to this side. The chance will come over Shawley, and Chin got a stick on that. And just missed it from Del Monte's pass. And that was the best chance of the game so far. Another one here for Bolio. Whoa, that comes down off the bar that time and bounces back into play. What a shot from Corey Bolio. That was the closest we've come yet. And Corey Bolio, it was. Doesn't score too many goals, but nearly did then.
Well, Stevie Carpenter takes a big gamble at the blue line of the Sheffield Steelers, loses the puck, comes out, it becomes a 3-on-1. The result of this is this shot by Corey Bolio. You see it from Trevor Robbins' angle. I'm not sure the way that puck bounced. Let's have a look at it, because usually you can tell. No, sir, it came out. If it would have went straight down, that would have been underneath the bar. It hit the top part of the bar. That puck didn't go in.
Well, there we are, Corey Bolio. Doesn't score too many goals, but nearly had one to remember then.
I'll tell you, that was a cracking slap shot he let go there. He's a great big physical guy, Bolio, and he gets plenty of room out there to let these shots go. Here's the 3-on-1 that the Sheffield Steelers really ran out of room with there. They had a trailer on the play, if you like, didn't use it, elected to go to Nicky Chin on the far side.
Good work by Jim Matheson, put under pressure by Addison for Sheffield. Sheffield doing well in the early stages of this crucial game in the playoffs. This is Tony Hand. Whacks it across, and Courtney came desperately close, but it was read well by the energetic Trevor Robbins.
This is probably one of the most interesting matchups of two teams all season. Not only a local derby, but Sheffield have very big physical forwards. And you see how hard that they work deep in the zone, and it always causes problems. Now Nottingham have got some big solid defense, and it's one of the ways of playing against that particular type of regime. But there's Courtney. He's alone there in his office. You leave him there too long, he's going to score.
Good work by Jeff Sebastian here as Nottingham are pinned back. Brent Bobick to his left. Good passing between the two. Sebastian knocks it into the corner, and Bobick will chase here. Looks for support. And eventually loses control, and that comes out of the neutral zone. And Jeff Sebastian will have to battle again. Takes a bounce off 80, but coming across to clear his long shooter for Sheffield. Offside there because it was nicked in by Dolman, but already in the attacking zone was Brent Bobick.
Well, there's Alex Dampier. I think he's hoping for a goal. Earlier on in this game has definitely been the Sheffield Steelers that have dominated so far. If you get a hot goaltender, though, Tony, that's one of the things, and that's certainly Trevor Robbins here tonight. He's had to come up with some big saves, and as long as this game continues to move in that direction, Sheffield will process and try and finish offensively. When you get that hot goaltender, it's very frustrating.
Well, last year, of course, Trevor Robbins, certainly from our point of view, the best goaltender in the league. This season, well, the likes of Rob Dobson have matched him, I think, haven't they?
Oh, they have. I mean, you know, I think the Dauber up in air, I mean, he's got to be every critic's advice for the best goalkeeper in the league, but there's certainly some other good ones, and Trevor Robbins has been injured a little bit, but I think he's going to be ready, and these playoffs are going to be very, very vital for him.
This is Kelland in possession behind his own net for Sheffield. The oldest player in the Super League, having to play a full shift tonight. Kovacs taking into the balls, takes his man with him in guard Freeman. This is Angelis. Longstaff gets forward. Now Nottingham will break from Premack. Good interchange of passes here. Good support from De Angelis, 32. This is Craig Nienhuis. Kelland will take him into the corner. Randall Webber gets possession back and knocks it back around. Still Nottingham keep the pressure up here. Skates, sticks, everything coming into play, but could we get a break on here? This is Kovacs for Nottingham, for Sheffield. Knocked around behind the net, Randall Webber. He's put under pressure and taken into the boards there. There's some violence by Del Monte. This This is Chris Kellen for Sheffield. Spreads it well. Nicky Chin will have a chance here for a slap shot. Robbins, well, that was desperately close to going in. Off Robbins' glove, it bounced on the bar and landed on top of the net. It was close.
Have we ever seen this before when a shot's going wide, Tony? A lot of goaltenders will just leave that puck. But here's the shot. Look at it from Nicky Chin. Is this puck going wide? Probably is, isn't it? Trevor Robbins got the hot glove hand, but I'll tell you what, he's a bit lucky because it hopped out of there and hit the top part of the net. Here you go. Oh, yes. Just stay there, please. Don't come down again.
One of those, if he'd left it alone, well, it wouldn't have been a goal.
That's what they call a goaltender doing a splits. That's what it is right there.
No wonder he's been suffering from injuries.
Trevor Robbins, 25 years of age, Brandon, Manitoba. Well, of course, we've got Jeff Hode coming from in and around that area, Jamie Leach, Derek Laxdal, all sorts of guys. Again, pretty big hot spot for ice hockey players coming out of Canada.
Well, he's had 3 shutouts this season. We'd love to have another one tonight. Away to our left, a little bit of argy-bargy, but the officials let it go on, and this is Priestley for Sheffield. Moving the puck around sweetly at the moment, the Sheffield Steelers. Nicky Chin goes in, looked to me as if Tommy Plummer got in front of the puck. Knox will try to clear the zone. Del Monte keeps it in, takes a rebound off Leach's skates. This is Jamie Leach, knocked into the corner. The chase is on now. Laxdal goes around behind the net. But Sheffield have time and space to clear this and move it well. This is Chin. Chase into the corner. Carpenter will get there first for Nottingham. Good puck control by the defenseman. Break is on here for Paul Adey. Adey still going. Good defensive work there, and Sheffield tonight are very much up here, and that was Mike Ware with that interception. This is Del Monte. Working well. Scott Allison is 19. They eventually clear the danger, but Del Monte gets back into the neutral zone here. Ed Courtney will chase this into the corner. Checks back well to try and send the defence the wrong way. Good work from Scott Allison, but he can't keep it in the attacking zone. This is Ed Courtney. Tony Hand is 16. Combining well with Allison. Telepathic passing here now, but the interception for Nottingham and knocked into the corner by Sebastian. A lot of neutral zone play here, Bob.
There is, you know, both teams sort of not allowing, perhaps creating a little bit of what we call a neutralized trap. Not very much, though. Just a lot of general passing happening there.
Well, Brent Bobbitt got a break there and almost came desperately close. But we can go down to the Nottingham bench where we can get news from Nick Rothwell.
Yeah, guys, just to let you know about Head, he's got an upper body injury. They can't specify if it's his elbow or ribs or shoulder, but he definitely won't be back for the rest of this period. It looked like he got hit at neutral ice there with Corey Bolio, and that's how he collected the injury.
I wonder just how many players have collected injuries being hit by big Corey Bolio this year. He is tough, isn't he?
Oh, he's a big, strong guy. 17 stone that guy weighs, Corey Bolio. And I'll tell you what, I personally don't think there's a whole lot of fat there either, so it just goes to show you there must be something about the guy, and that's why guys stay away from him. But you got to have a physical presence. That's why they grow those defensemen big.
Face off just on the edge of the Nottingham defensive zone here now, and certainly the linesman, Alan Bachelder, getting fed up with the 2 participants. Let's change them round. David Longstaff will now battle against Randall Webber. Carl Smart, our referee, comes over on this side. Moment, no penalties so far in this game, but it's highly competitive.
Well, Kyle Smart, he's just kind of hanging around there, making sure nobody gets the upper advantage. Everybody sort of has their place in that face-off position, because that little extra bit can make a difference if you get that shot away.
This is Craig Nienhaus, takes advantage of a slip by Cranston to move it into the neutral zone, and this is Morgan. Morgan moves with a purpose here. Randall Webber with a backhand, almost takes a deflection on the edge of the crease there. I think that struck the stick. Well, we've got the first penalty of the game, and this will see Rob Wilson going to the bench, and I think the power play the way of Nottingham Panthers with the first penalty of the game.
Well, it's Frankie Kovacs. He's going off on a slashing call. But you see the Nottingham Panthers here moving with a lot of momentum. I don't think we really see the slash as it takes place, perhaps right down there deep in the corner against Craig Nienhuis. But the Panthers doing a good job here because why? They're driving to the net and they're letting the puck go there first, hoping for some form of rebound. Kyle Smart making that big call. The Nottingham Panthers going on the power play.
And the Nottingham Panthers power play success rate this season, pretty impressive, 21.1% in all games. They've scored 48 power play goals. Did they score number 49 here? He did a disservice to Rob Wilson, but he was in the thick of the action. And it's Frank Kovacs that took the trip to the bench.
Well, Mike DeAngelis of the Nottingham Panthers just coming back from the Olympic Games in Japan. There's Frankie Kovacs serving his 2-minute slashing penalty. He's a big, strong guy. How about the play that guy made last year in the playoffs, eh? Against the Nottingham Panthers. Big hit in the corner. I think it was against Haddon. Set up the goal by Jason Lafreniere.
Sheffield now being forced back here, and this is a chance for Nottingham Panthers. Marty Dolman. DeAngelis keeps it in. Dolman will find him again, but that's going to be kept in well by Sebastian under pressure here. And Sheffield having to work with that box defence. Nottingham on the power play with Michael DeAngelis. High up, and that face-off will come into the neutral zone. A wasted opportunity for Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield's penalty killing record, only Basingstoke are worse this season, but Sheffield have conceded 51 goals on the power play against them.
The Nottingham Ice Stadium, always famous for their supporters, and they come out of all sorts. Tremendous tradition here in Nottingham to support the Nottingham Panthers.
Well, most of them, of course, are Panthers fans here because it's packed to capacity, and I gather only 100 tickets have been made available to Sheffield. There's the Nottingham power play performance prior to tonight. And they've scored 48 goals in 227 power plays. They've also been short-handed 227 times, I can tell you.
Well, speaking of Gordon Wade, just before the start of the game, Tony, our statistician, that's one of the things we spoke about, his percentages on power play and things, specialty teams, certainly down from everybody's point of view. The playoffs much tighter defensively, just not scoring as many goals.
Well, certainly we saw that Cardiff on Saturday, and it's tight again here tonight, although there have been shots, but not too many from Nottingham. This is Laxdal. Pass intercepted by Tony Hand, who will kill the penalty individually here. Good work by Hand. Of course, he can ice the puck and waste valuable seconds. Just under a minute now on the power play as Nottingham change their lines and leave it with Carpenter while the rest change. He has Nienhuis with him. This side is Paul Adey. Adey, 10 power play goals to his name this season, but that was nearly another one, but not quite. This is Sebastian again, number 21. Nienhuis to his right with Knox. Adey and Carpenter to his left. This is Paul Adey. Ron Schudler knocks it around the boards, kept in well by Carpenter with his skates for Nottingham. 20 seconds counting down on the power play clock as Blake Knox tries to find the man on the blue line. Carpenter it was. Nienhuis, good work by Sheffield defending here. Carpenter now will get forward, create space. Sebastian can't gather that. Down below us, Frank Kovacs gets ready to come back on the ice. There's a shot. Goal! Took a deflection in from Craig Nienhuis on the blue line. Just as Kovacs came back on the ice. It doesn't count as a power play goal, but Nottingham will be happy they lead 1-0.
Well, I was wondering about that because, funnily enough, Craig Nienhuis, he usually plays the point in the power play for the Panthers. But you see the deflection there, I'm sure that's off of Blake Knox. As the shot comes in from Craig Nienhuis, but there's the angle you're going to kind of look at it. Yes, sir, right off the skate. A very difficult one for Piero Greco because he's moving one direction, and of course the puck takes the deflection.
Well, the officials have given the goal to Craig Nienhuis, but I think you spotted it on our picture there, and it looked to me a clear deflection from Blake Knox there, which will be Blake Knox's 18th goal of the season, and I just wonder whether the officials will change it. Well watched, Bob.
We'll see what happens on that, Tony, but most often it's the players that go to the official between periods and say to him, listen, that tipped off my skate or whatever. Nonetheless, I don't think the Panthers care really. they're just happy to be up by that 1 goal.
Well, you were talking about our statistician, Gordon Wade, is an expert on these things, officially counting that as a power play goal. And that's what it... Well, he's telling us now, well, the man was just back on the ice, so it can't count. But still, Nottingham will be pleased with a goal that counts. Well, Nottingham lead by a goal to 0 despite being outshot, and that man there will be pretty happy.
Well, that's a big goal because I'd have to say, and I think most people would agree, the Panthers have been a bit outplayed in this first period. But let's have another look at this. Let's see whether or not that hits Blake Knox. Well, that's definitely Ninos with a shot. That's great anticipation because he's got a little bit more time and he uses it. That's definitely off of Blake Knox's skate. And the deflection eludes Piero Greco in the Sheffield nets.
Well, for the moment it counts to Craig Meanhouse. And whatever way round, the Nottingham Panthers fans are happy as their team leads 1-0. This is Steve Carpenter in possession for Nottingham. This is Leach. Leach with a shot, rebound cleared, and Leach goes at the second attempt, and Piero Greco has to get down to that very, very tightly indeed.
Well, Greco, maybe not a lot of work early on in this period, but it's starting to heat up now. Jamie Leach has his options, but he gets that good quick release away. Bit of a rebound there, and that's the one that causes all kinds of trouble for any goalkeeper, because, of course, it's a 50-50 chance on who's going to get the crack at that next shot. Piero Greco played junior hockey in Sudbury, Ontario, a native of Woodbridge, Ontario, and also he spent an awful lot of time playing in Italy.
Allison clears the danger for Sheffield. Will be disappointed to be a goal behind. This is Carpenter knocking it in. Laxdell takes it in behind him. Officials wave it on as Leach knocks it around the boards. Piero Greco will watch this carefully. Corey Bolio clears the zone. Carpenter has to watch it carefully as Courtney gets forward. Chance on the break here for Darren Laxdell with a shot. What a shot, but just wide. This is Jamie Leach. Bishop storms forward. Nottingham are hot at the moment. Leach goes for the shot. Good cover. Drops loose. And Laxdell can't quite get a stick on inside that goal crease. This is Mike Bishop clearing the danger. Bishop playing his 100th game for Nottingham tonight. Shudra knocks it in again for Sheffield. This is Jim Matheson. Sebastian will go for the shot just off target. Well, Nottingham have absorbed the pressure, Bob, and now they're playing like men inspired.
Well, it's amazing what one goal will do for you, won't it? But it's that confidence boost that they're getting now. And, of course, the game is opening up a little bit. They've got some big fan support behind them, and, you know, that's playoff hockey, isn't it? Everybody's inspired, and they're playing very physical.
Longstaff nearly collecting that pass, despite the shouted protest of the Nottingham fans from where the puck was passed. And that will kill it stone dead and produce a face-off to Trevor Robbins' right.
Well, a little bit of work ahead of him. Alex Dampier realizes he didn't want to get that one goal down. His team applying constant pressure to Nottingham. But I would have to say that in Nottingham, when you get the Panthers by up one goal, it sometimes can be a very difficult hill to climb, Tony.
Well, one goal could decide this match. It has many of the playoff games so far. Mike Blazer there encouraging his team.
Well, that's where he is at his best, isn't he? He's a great motivator. He's played the game at the highest level, and he's always there. He's always gearing his players up, and that's such a momentum to these guys when they get out in that ice.
This is Morgan, knocks it back around the boards, and De Angelis behind his own net will find Randall Webb. A good interception. Del Monte's got the loose puck for Sheffield. Well, they grabbed their men, or held their men tightly there. And this is Chin again, though, but cleared by Morgan into the neutral zone. Rob Wilson is the Sheffield captain. On the far side, De Angelis knocks it down on the backhand. This is Garth Premack. He's got Morgan to his left. Morgan has a great chance here. I think the pass might have been favoured there to Neil Morgan, but Premack went for the shot, and Greco produced the save. Well, we got a penalty called against Craig Nienhuis there from Kyle Smart, which will put Sheffield on the power play.
Well, it was actually off the play, and Craig Nienhuis trying to pick his man up, but he gets the tripping call. And of course, there's Craig Nienhuis. This guy, you know, he's got a tremendous pedigree. Here's the 2-on-1. Garth Premack, now he had Neil Morgan with him there. There's Morgan coming into the screen. That was an ideal 2-on-1. You call it, Tony. I suppose he felt maybe he couldn't get that pass through, so boom, he let that shot go. But Chris Kelland, he got caught up the ice there. He anticipated the play, tried to hang on to a guy, but the one winger wasn't covered. And of course, Premack went on the offense.
I think it was the double bluff by Garth Premack. And now here comes Sheffield on the power play with Tony Hand. Good interception there by the busy Steve Carpenter. Priestley gets forward. Webber clears it into the neutral zone. This is Ron Schuger for Sheffield. This is Bishop knocking it forward. Nottingham will change on the fly. Sheffield Steelers on the season have the best power play success record. It's 24%. But they have had fewer power plays than any other club. This is Tony Hand. Chance here for Priestley with a shot. Vicious shot he has, but Robin saw it all the way and kicked it away. Nottingham can knock the puck up the ice. They're a man short. No icing call against them.
You know, speaking about Sheffield's power play percentage, a good deal of success to that is that big line of Courtney, Allison, and Tony Hand, because they can certainly move the puck well.
It's Allison! It came back off the post. Allison's shot hit the post, came back and went in off Trevor Robbins, and that's tied it up with Scott Allison scoring for Sheffield and grabbing for him a very impressive and important goal there.
Well, this is what we call against the grain and the play. Everybody's got somebody picked up here, but I'll tell you, that's a huge shot by Scott Allison and a very difficult shot to make because, of course, as you can see, you got Trevor Robbins going the other way as well. Allison cuts the green, lets the shot go against it to the other side of the net, and of course he finds the hole, and that beats Trevor Robbins to tie this game up.
To give Scott Allison his 31st goal of the season, and that was a power play goal, Scott Allison's 4th power play goal of the season, and it counted and further improved Sheffield's already impressive power play success record this season. It's 1-1. Nottingham Panthers on the break. Shot goes in, just into the side netting for Jamie Leach. And the fans, well, they saw the net shake and they thought that was in. Into the final half minute of the period. Sheffield now boosted by that. Well, it's going from one end to the other, all sorts of things happening here, and I think on the play during the period, Bob, probably a fair scoreline of 1-1.
I think so. You know, that'll be a huge goal, though, for the Steelers, won't it? Because it's in the latter stages of this first period, and that will give them some momentum going into the break.
This is Garth Premack on the break in the final seconds of the period. Puck knocked into the corner. Officials wave it on now. The clock will count down. And the whistle goes to end the first period that's produced some splendid hockey and some lively hockey. It was the home side Nottingham who went in front against the run of play. Craig Nienhuis, the deflection off Blake Knox with the Kovacs who've been on the penalty just coming onto the ice as it happened. Scott Allison scored on the power play for Sheffield to make it 1-1 at the end of the first period.
Reminder, we're back with live cricket from the Caribbean on Thursday. It's the 5th test between the West Indies and England, a match that England must win to keep the series alive. Our ball-by-ball coverage begins Thursday afternoon, 2 o'clock on Sky Sports 2. We're here in colder climes. Nottingham taking on Sheffield in the playoffs. Sky Sports 1 live and exclusive. And it really is a crucial game for both these teams. They're both desperate to get something out of this season, and one suspects that they're doing it as much to keep Ayr out of reach for that Grand Slam. Of course, Ayr already treble trophy holders. John Lawless is with me here. One sense is that Sheffield seem to kind of feel as though almost they're a little bit reticent about this season. They haven't produced the goods all the way along. Do you think they really believe they can do something in the playoffs?
Well, I'm looking in their lineup. I watched them in the warm-up, and I couldn't believe that they finished in 6th spot this year. The talent that they have, it just hasn't clicked. Maybe they ran into injuries, a couple bounces. So really, this is their last chance tonight to make something of it, because if they do lose tonight, it's basically out of their hands.
They're a very big team, aren't they, Sheffield? I've heard a lot of people, a lot of other teams say they're big and they're powerful, but they're perhaps not as skillful as, say, the Manchesters of this world.
Yeah, and I think maybe, you know, there are some really good skaters on Sheffield, and they utilize the ice, the big ice surface in Sheffield well. But there are some guys there that have been around in the leagues a long time and have been very successful, and maybe they just don't have that drive anymore. Remember, they've won this championship playoffs 3 times, and they've been in it 4 times the last 4 years. So do they have that drive? We'll see tonight if they can pull it off.
You said you had a small time away from this country at the end of last season when you left Manchester, and you said you thought the standards really risen this season.
Unbelievable. You look at Sheffield, they've improved from last year, and like you say, now they're in 6th spot, they're struggling to try to qualify for the playoffs.
So you must be as surprised as anybody about the success of the Scottish Eagles this season.
I didn't quite hear you,
the success of the Eagles.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they've improved, but I think they've got a really good balance there, a really good nucleus and a good team atmosphere. And like I said before, winning becomes a habit.
Thanks very much for the moment, John. Well, face-off for the second period. It's almost upon us, so let's join our commentary team once more, Bob Carroll and Tony Millard.
We go into the second period with it level, and I can tell you there's been some debate both on and off the ice. The officials involved down on the bench debating as to whether that goal counts to Nienhuis or to Knox, but whichever way round, it was Nottingham Panthers who went in front. Nienhuis's shot deflected by Blake Knox. For the equaliser on the power play from Scott Allison, I can tell you the Nottingham Panthers goal does not count as a power play goal. It happened just 1 second after Frank Kovacs came back on the ice. So it has now been officially credited, that goal, to Blake Knox from Craig Nienhuis, the deflection, and my colleague Bob Carroll, as we approach the second period, read it exactly right at the time.
Well, it's nice when you got that instant replay happening there, Tony, but strangely enough, Tommy Plummer looking up to us in between the periods as the teams come out for that second period, wondering whether Corey Bolio's shot actually went in or not, but I'm going against the grain of John Lawless there. I don't think that puck was in.
Well, there we are. The players know that we've got the benefit of hindsight, the most exact form of science. And at the start of this final period, the icing call will take the action deep to the Sheffield zone. Just a matter of 9 seconds after the period has started to put Sheffield under some pressure. Well, it'll be a good prophet that could guess which way this one's going to go.
There's Stevie Carpenter. He's that hard-hitting defenseman of the Nottingham Panthers. And there's a guy I feel has gone strength to strength as this season has gone on. He spent last year in Solihull, which was in a lower division here in Britain, but nonetheless, he's taken his time, he's developed the Super League style of play, and he's now a very, very effective defenseman.
Well, they're getting organised down there. Our linesman, Alan Bachelder, just back, and he told me he's very tired. He came back today from Luxembourg, where he's been refereeing in the European Junior Championships, but here tonight, he's a linesman. Local lad, makes good. Well, Mike Ware says, well, I'm going to make sure you take the time anyway. They will get it started eventually. Puck is dropped. The draw one here. Back to Jim Matheson. Matheson will knock it around. Blake Knox now credited with that goal and gaining in confidence. But this is Tony Hand for Sheffield. On the break here, Scott Allison can't gather the puck, which is flicked on by Courtney. And Courtney's flick was just inside his own half of the rink, and that again will produce that icing call.
Well, there's Blake Knox, the goal scorer for the Nottingham Panthers, and he's been moved onto that line along with Jamie Leach and Derek Laxdal. Of course, Greg Haddon being injured in that first period, who lined up certainly in the pregame warm-up with those other 2 players. So,
well, Nottingham shuffling their lines and doing it again now, and delaying the game a little bit through that, but never mind. 480, Marty Dolman, and the energetic Brent Bobbing is the line now with Matheson and Sebastian backing them up.
that's one of the big advantages, isn't it, when you got the last pull there on the line changes when you're the home team.
This is Scott Allison, scorer of the Sheffield goal, in possession and making space. Good work here by Priestley. Knocked down with his fist there, but Ady picks that up, and because it was pushed forward with the hand, referee Carl Smart says we'll have a face-off just outside the Nottingham defensive zone. There is Carl Smart. Conveniently, he says he comes from Mansfield, which is just halfway between Nottingham and Sheffield. He says, I'm a neutral. You can say I come from Canada if you like.
Well, that's all about you sitting on the wire again, Tony, no doubt about that. But he's been a revelation. I think he's done a very good job this year. Kyle Smart there, he's giving the instructions to the guys. He's saying, hold on here, you've had too many changes. Your time's up for making changes. Keep the original guys out here. That's why you got Panthers going back to the bench.
Very appropriate for a job as a referee. Actually, he works as a legal executive. He says it means I'm not quite good enough to be a solicitor yet.
Well, we better stop talking about him because he's probably going to sue us or something like that. So.
Well, there's Cranston, another solicitor, taking the face-off and winning it for Sheffield there. Nottingham, remember, in the lighter strip, the home club, defending the goal to our left in this period. Mistake there by Sebastian, but he'll recover. This is Jeff Sebastian for Nottingham. Sprays it right. This is Paul Adey. Adey looks to switch play, but Sebastian had gone in too quickly. And good piece of work on the blue line there for Sheffield. Forced the offside that time, Bob.
It did, you know. I mean, Sheffield defense on that particular play very much standing up and holding their own blue line. Paul Adey, he's the guy that tried to make that cross-ice play, but it's a good play. Look at here's Ron Shooter standing up. He says, I'm not going to let you just get into our territory so very easily. And, of course, the offside being called there.
There's Paul Adey. Has 10 power play goals to his name. He stands equal to, well, Sam Grelot at Ayr and Ed Courtney of Sheffield in power play goals.
How about that for a statistic, 22 goals for number 22.
But nearly half of them on the power play. This is... Well, our statistician tells us he also got 22 minutes in penalties, which isn't a bad little trio, is it? There he goes with a shot. Time Nienhuis. Well, we're going to get play stopped here because round behind the net, I think it's Morgan that's gone down, is it?
Yeah, Neil Morgan down there. I don't know if he's just stepped on one of the Sheffield Steelers' sticks. I think we'll have a good look at it here. There's Chris. Oh, he goes hard into the boards there. Very, very difficult. That's Chris Kelland alongside him there. Morgan just coming off of injury. As you can see, missing over a third of the season. So hopefully he's going to be okay and he's going to be back into this game.
Well, more injury news for Nottingham from rinkside. Greg Haddon will be playing no further part in the game. We heard Nick Rothwell talking about that earlier on as he was taken to the dressing room, stripped off down to the waist, and he's out for the rest of the game. Nottingham, though, well, in the end, it was Longstaff winning that draw. Knocked into the corner. Webber will knock it back, but Sheffield read it well through Longstaff. Cranston goes for the shot. Premack gets back to cover, put under pressure. This is Randall Webber for Nottingham. Scott Brent Bobic skating in front of him, and watched well by Greco, grabbed at the second attempt.
I love this kind of stuff because we speak about it all the time now, but it's all about that driving to the net, and it's happening again. There goes Bobic, look at him go. Takes Kelland with him. Kelland's doing a good defensive job there, but it's that rebound that could cause a problem. Webber cuts against the grain here. We see it again happening. Shot on goal, fellas. You got to drive to the net, pick those rebounds up. That's good playoff ice hockey.
Well, Nottingham won, Sheffield won, and all to play for here. Dunkley Leach gets the shot in just on target. Greco slow to react, but the shot was wide. Knocked around the boards. Plummer can't grab that, and Steve Carpenter gets possession here and finds Knox. Knox will knock it in, Laxdell chases it. Chin taken right over the boards and onto his own bench there, and that was certainly a pretty big hit, that one, by Derek Laxdell. That'll produce the icing call.
Nicky Chin there, he's the man on the end of that hit by Derek Laxdell, but he's a big, strong guy. He'll be back in. He's not worried about that. He says, you can put me over the barrier all you want. I don't think he actually sees Laxdell so much. Kind of catches him off guard a little bit. But he rolled the right way on the old turnbuckle. Laxdell's a big guy. He doesn't actually weigh that much, but he's a pretty strong fella. One of these real good power forwards in this league. Scored some big goals for those Panthers, doesn't he?
Sheffield being pushed back, but now getting the break here with Del Monte. He takes a hit from Carpenter. Robbins will help it on around the boards, but he didn't know he had a Sheffield man there waiting for it. And that is good work from Plummer. Carpenter is number 19 here for Nottingham. He gets the break. Moves well with Leach. Carpenter again. Knox is in front of him. Priestley breaks it up well. Leach forechecks as Del Monte can only find 80. 80 slap shot kicked away by the goaltender. This is Nicky Chin clearing the defensive zone. Robbins put under pressure there. Can't clear his own zone as Priestley knocks it back in. Chance here from Chin, just off target. This is Blake Knox. Comes back off an odd angle there, but Priestley wins it on the red line for Sheffield and knocks it in. But now the break is on here for Carpenter. And again, Carl Smart, the referee there, says, well, he closed his fist on that one, so we'll have a face-off.
That seems to be a bit of a pertinent call here tonight, but it's possession of the puck as well. And I think if Steve Carpenter, he makes that grip on that puck, if it goes to a Sheffield Steeler, Mr. Smart doesn't blow his whistle. In this particular case, Steve Carpenter picked up his own glove hand and away he went.
Face-off just inside the Nottingham defensive zone now. Tony Hand will try and win the draw. Shooter in support for Sheffield. And again, one for Nottingham by Marty Dolman. Got a penalty call here now, and referee Carl Smart certainly deciding that a Nottingham man will go to the bench, and that will give Sheffield the power play.
Well, Jimmy Matheson picking his man up, coming out of the zone here. There's Ed Courtney going down. So he's going to get the tripping call. A little bit of interference, tripping happening there. Jim Matheson trying to do that to give his player a little bit more time and room to come out of the zone there. Backfires on you. Sheffield Steelers go on the power play.
Nottingham 1, Sheffield 1, and now Sheffield on the power play. Remember, they've already scored a power play goal tonight. One in one power play attempt to improve what is a pretty impressive power play record, the best among the 8 clubs. Face-off then is deep in that Nottingham zone. He's back to Ron Shooter, and he's got a shot on him. They make space here. This is Tony Hand in possession. They will take their time on this. Sheffield, they plan it. They will knock the puck around. Comes back here, and this is Scott Allison. Already the score of a power play. Goal! Second one goes in on the power play. Second power play goal of the night. For my money, it took a deflection. Allison shot originally, and I think it took a deflection off Ed Courtney to complete it.
Oh, it did. Ed Courtney's got those good soft hands for a big guy. Allison picking his time here, though, because he's waiting for Courtney to go in front of the net, and you can bet that if you're going to beat Trevor Robinson in Nottingham nets, you've got to make sure that you got somewhat of a deflection there. There was really no sort of screen on the play, but Courtney gets the touch on the stick. And that gives the Sheffield Steelers an early goal on that power play. What a nice combination pass there. Courtney, that big stick on the ice where it has to be.
Premack goes for the shot, watched away by Greco, who wasn't quite sure of his bearings on that one, and Morgan goes for the rebound. That Morgan is a hard man, he's back on the ice. This is Nienhuis. Weber can't control the puck, knocked around the barrier by Kovacs. Nottingham combining now well, but again broken up on that blue line. Rob Wilson this time, the Sheffield captain. This is Longstaff. He can't clear that defensive zone. Nienhuis can't keep it in. Eventually cleared away and got a break for Kellen on this side. He's got support from Longstaff, and Kovacs goes for the shot himself just off target. This is Del Monte. Well, the officials having a problem there with the Sheffield bench.
Well, I think he's got a too many men on the ice call. against the Sheffield Steelers. Now, Kyle Smart was right there beside the Sheffield Steelers bench when it happened.
Well, we're going to have to see who goes to the bench to serve this penalty, but John Lawless is up here. And John, well, each penalty has counted against the side incurring it so far tonight. I gather that you've got a few definite opinions on how penalties should be killed in this ring.
Well, yeah, I think obviously there's a lot of size on both teams, and they set up with a box formation. But I think they can get away with being a little bit more aggressive when they're killing. You know, taking the man out, hitting and pinning, but obviously doing that, they also have to clear the middle of the box. So it's just got to be total aggressive penalty killing, and then hopefully that'll be the success.
Well, let's see if John's right. This is Nottingham coming forward and Sheffield that have to do the penalty killing as Laxdale knocks the puck into the corner. Carpenter chases forward. He's got support back here from Dolman and Sebastian. This is Jamie Leach for Nottingham Panthers. They should stay composed. Leach goes for the shot, narrow angle, takes a deflection high up into the roof. In fact, comes down, they let it go on. This is Leach again. Carpenter will keep it in here. Eventually, Priestley clears it into the neutral zone. This is Leach in possession. Knocks it around behind the net. Hard skating here from Sebastian getting forward. This is Jeff Sebastian. Nottingham trying to provide space, goes to the shot, blocked away. In fact, it hit his own man, I think, there. Marty Dolman. The puck disappeared almost up his shorts.
Well, that box of the Sheffield Steelers somewhat compressed in there. And that actually left Steve Carpenter very, very high in this particular play. This is why they say that's why Marty Dolman's going through the middle there. He's trying to break that down, create a little bit of a pick, as we call it, to allow Jeff Sebastian to come out from the corner and get the shot away. But that also opens up the point.
Well, because Chris Kellen's in the box there, that is a team penalty because they had too many men on the ice. I suppose it's appropriate to put your oldest player in the box, anyway.
Well, Kel, he gets mad at me every time we say that about him being the oldest player in the league, but I'll tell you, he's a real long servant. But he was on the ice on that particular call, so it had to be somebody that was on the ice that actually served the penalty.
This is Derek Laxdale for Nottingham Panthers. They try to create space. Good box defence, as John Lawless was talking about for Sheffield at the moment, closing the way to goal. But could we get a goal here from Leach? Jamie Leach in another power play goal tonight, coming from Nottingham Panthers. Jamie Leach ties it up. Nottingham Panthers 2, Sheffield Steelers 2.
When you move that puck, boy, it's pretty hard to beat. Now look at this. This is the best give and go you're ever going to see. Give, go. Leach back to the play. He catches the puck there. Laxdal's in front of Piero Greco, looking for some sort of a rebound with Ron Shudra. Greco doesn't see that shot going. Jamie Leach has got the quick release again. Against the grain somewhat. Greco has no chance. Nottingham tie the game up.
Well, there's Jamie Leach with his 27th goal of the season, and Jamie Leach's 8th power play goal of the season, and 3 of the 4 goals tonight have been on the power play, and one of them just fractions of a second away from being so as well. It's 2-all.
Well, that'll be a sweet one for him, because obviously coming over from Sheffield in the off-season, big goal to get. As this second period starts to wind down, again, perhaps the momentum changing ever so much. And now in favor of the Nottingham Panthers as a result of that goal.
Here they go again. This is the Panthers. Nienhuis is on this side. Goal! Nottingham Panthers have again got back into the game. The dummy was served. Nienhuis on the far side. But within seconds, Panthers are very much back in this. What a goal that was.
Well, Brent Bobick, he's probably one of the fastest skaters in the league, and he's just basically got a head of steam up here. Splits the defense, and he puts a little bit of a knuckleball shot here. Look at this, the puck's on edge, he just lets it go, and he beats Piero Greco. Now, I don't know if Piero will be happy with this one because he was maybe a little bit back in his net, but nonetheless, it's one of these shots that's eluding the goalkeeper, and the Panthers, boy, a 1-2 combination to get
Well,
this this game underway.
Brent Bobick there netting. Brent Bobick got his first ever brace for Nottingham Panthers against Ayr in the playoffs. He's got a valuable goal tonight. Brent Bobick now 10 this season, and certainly from Nottingham Panthers' point of view, they lead by 3 goals to 2 with just over 7 minutes remaining in this second period, and Brent Bobick will remember that for a long while. Stadium coming alive here. The 2 goals just 18 seconds apart here. Knox goes for the shot, and Greco, well, you have to watch that carefully. Again, Nottingham. The Panthers are on the prowl. Penalty call here. And Sheffield are in trouble because once again Nottingham Panthers will be on the power play with Rob Wilson going to the box.
Well, he had the altercation there with Randall Weber. We'll have a good look at it here. He kind of sort of catches him in a funny way and really finishes that check off, puts Randall Weber into the barriers there and gets the old boarding call.
It's interesting, Bob, you were talking about the boarding call on Saturday down at Cardiff. We've got a rare boarding call there. We've got another one now from Carl Smart. They don't call it too often these days.
No, they certainly don't. You know, it's one of these calls that, well, it could be charging, it could be boarding, you know, it could be a lot of different things. It could be the hit from behind, but nonetheless, Rob Wilson, the captain of the Sheffield Steelers, is going to allow the Nottingham Panthers to go into power play again.
Well, we said those power play goals would count, and they are at the moment. Oh, almost a break there. Engineered onto the edge of the crease. This is Jamie Leach, one of the goal scorers for Nottingham Panthers tonight. Nottingham Panthers have come alive for the last minute or two here. Sebastian edges it, chance here for Carpenter's shot. Good dummy, good interception, cleared out of that defensive zone. For Sheffield there. Good clearance by Priestley, who's played a big part for Sheffield tonight. But they've got more to do yet. Longstaff can chase this, chance for a shoot. Oh, brilliant save by Trevor Robbins, who spread himself across David Longstaff there with a vengeance.
Well, how about that for a gunslinging duo? Longstaff in alone on Trevor Robbins. Nottingham having trouble here coming out of their zone. A mix-up. Robbins takes the gamble, comes out, just stacks those pads. David Longstaff with really nowhere to go on the play. And let's face the facts here, gang. He doesn't really have a very good angle. Robbins knows that the front part of that net is also plugged by a defenseman coming back.
Face-off then is deep in the Nottingham defensive zone. Remember, Nottingham Panthers, the home club, leads 3-2. On the 7 previous occasions, these teams have met in the last 2 seasons. In the group stage of the playoffs, it's been won by the home team. And that's how it stands at the moment. This is Mike Bishop in his 100th game for Nottingham Panthers. Bishop will take them forward on the power play with Wilson in the penalty box. Good work by Nicky Chin to break this up here for Sheffield. Knox chases him back. Chin goes all the way, looking for the short-handed goal. Here's Bishop on the break for Nottingham Panthers. This is Ady. Nienhuis creates space just off the edge of Ady's stick on the edge of the crease there. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this second period. This is Craig Nienhuis pushing forward. The break is on here for Paul Ady. This is Plummer. Good interception there, and still they push forward. On Wilson, the Sheffield captain, waited to come back on the ice for the expiry of the penalty. And Sheffield have killed the penalty. And it remains Nottingham Panthers 3, Sheffield Steelers 2.
There was an interesting play there in the latter part of that penalty kill low by the Sheffield Steelers. Ronnie Shudra just doing a great job of getting the puck out and over.
Well, there's Ron Shudra, Rocket Ron as they call him in that Sheffield arena. There we are. Scored an overtime winner against Nottingham not long ago.
He's quite a flexible player as well, Tony. You know, he's quite confident when they put him up on the wing and he lets that big shot of his go, but he's one of these guys that's got excellent hand-eye coordination, and how many times have I seen him sort of perhaps being a bit out of the play, but he can actually knock that puck out of the air.
Knocked around. This is Randall Webber behind his own net. Webber will take it into the neutral zone. They follow him in as Webber takes it right around the rink here and gets it back to Matheson. Matheson can't get the shot away, and Sheffield get the break here. Priestley takes a tumble, finishes up lying on the puck, which eventually comes loose. And creates an opportunity. Chance for Courtney, just off target there. Good angle from Robbins with that save. Priestley keeps it in, but just. Nottingham will get the break and spread it right here. This is Neil Morgan, who again takes a big hit from Bolio there. This is Allison getting forward for Sheffield Steelers. Still in possession. Courtney's the trailer. Matheson's lost his stick. Bolio will come in, dummies the shot. Good work by the big defenseman. Purple patch for Sheffield. This is Tony Hand. 3.5 minutes just under remaining, and now Nottingham get the break, cheered on by their fans in this packed house here at the Nottingham Ice Stadium. Leach knocks it into the corner. He will chase it while his teammates change over. Laxdale, chance on the edge of the crease there, and Greco only too pleased to gather that. Didn't have much time, and Marty Dolman was in close attendance.
Well, the Nottingham Panthers were actually on a line change here, but it's a great play because Jamie Leach had just dumped the puck into the corner here to create some time. Laxdal doing a good job trying to get that puck out in front. But once again, Sheffield coming back in numbers defensively to help Piero Greco.
Well, the all-conquering Air are playing Newcastle tonight. We've got the score at the end of the second period. Newcastle 2, Air 4. Newcastle were leading by 2-0. That Air team spirit coming through again. Those are the other two teams, of course, in this group as these battle. Nottingham win this, it'll look very much like Nottingham and Air going through. Already looking as if it'll be Manchester and Cardiff from the other group. Interesting semi-finals. This is Marty Dolman for Nottingham. Eventually Sheffield clearing that zone again. They have plenty to do yet. If they create a chance here with Kovacs. Good interception by Dolman. Mike Ware gets forward for Sheffield. Flipped around on the backhand by Mike Ware. Nottingham battling to clear it, and they win it back now here. But it's knocked back into that zone as Angelis loses possession in the neutral zone. The icing call will take the action back down to the Nottingham defensive zone with just under 2.5 minutes of the period remaining. It's the home team in front, and Sheffield will have to think.
Well, they keep fighting away, but Alex Dampier and his troops still find themselves a goal down. One of the things about Damps is he'll say to his guys between periods, I'm certain of this, hey, listen, fellas, now, we're down a goal, but we're the type of team that if we come back, we're going to really be hard to beat. And everybody knows that that's one of the things about the Sheffield Steelers. Once they get up on you, boy, they're really hard to come back on.
Action is in the Nottingham defensive zone now. Del Monte will try and win the draw for Sheffield. They'll be keen to pull this goal back in the time remaining. It's not long in this period. Nottingham win the draw. This is Carpenter. Nienhuis flicks it on. AD can't control it and almost creeping in there as Bishop lifted his skate over the puck and sending the blind Trevor Robbins with that one. Knocked back in there by Ron Wilson. This is Mike Bishop now. Just under 2 minutes remaining on the period as Nottingham move forward with a purpose. This is Paul Ady. Ady flips it to Nienhuis. Nienhuis has a great opportunity on the backhand with good angle for the goaltender Piero Greco. And again. Into there! Rebound goes in. Nottingham has scored goal number 4. And certainly from that point of view, well, could it be stone dead? I think that was Blake Knox. Was it got the final touch again?
Wow, what a goal by Blake Knox, because he actually put that puck up in the air. Nino's going in. He's looking for the pass here now. Well, watch the skills of Blake Knox. I'll tell you what, this doesn't happen. There's only the best ones. Look at that, right out of the air, bang into the net. What a goal by Blake Knox. Up in the air. If that puck would have been hit any higher, would have been above the shoulder, and of course it would have been nullified. But let's have a look at it again, just down below there. Great hand coordination by Blake Knox to get a huge fourth goal for the Nottingham Panthers.
Blake Knox's second goal tonight, his 19th of the season. Nottingham Panthers fans will be happy with that. They lead 4-2. Sheffield will have to come back well. Priestley with the shot. Well, on that goal, another assist for Craig Nienhuis, who's played a big part tonight, Bob. His third assist on that goal from Blake Knox. He's assisted on both the Blake Knox goals.
I'll tell you, that's also sort of certainly helped Mike Blaisdell there behind the Nottingham Panther bench. That's given him a little bit of ease and breathing room, and he realizes it now, ever so crucial, with just a minute and 28 seconds left in this second period. That was a big goal for the Nottingham Panthers. Again, latter stages of a period, huge boost.
Well, the celebrations were pretty special as well. The insurance goal, as we call it, they got a 2-goal margin. And this is Nottingham again on the break now here. Good interception by Bolio. This is Courtney now in possession. Oh, great opportunity for Sheffield then. Allison knocks it forward. This is Randall Webber now. Nottingham break and looking in control now, leading 4-2. But in ice hockey, anything can happen. Here comes Sheffield. This is Courtney. Yes! Courtney has pulled one back for Sheffield. Courtney's second goal of the game. The game is alive again. Ed Courtney's second goal of the period. Ed Courtney's 29th goal of the season. Makes it 4-3 to Nottingham.
Well, again, the Nottingham Panthers failed to clear the puck in the zone here. Now look, Courtney shoots this puck, but I'm certain that Jimmy Matheson was in the view of Trevor Robbins, so I'm not certain whether he saw that puck or whether in fact there was maybe a bit of a deflection there. But Courtney in that area, boy, is he dangerous.
Ed Courtney's second goal of the game just 61 seconds after Nottingham Panthers took a 4-2 lead. They now lead 4-3. It's going to be some third period.
I'll tell you, this momentum, it keeps changing over and over again. It's changing more than you and I are talking, Tony.
This is to Angelis. Dolman in support. Chance on the edge of the crease here, but good work there in defence. The Nottingham Panthers by Ron Shooter. This is Kovacs getting forward. Ware's forward. Cranston's there. Some hockey match at the moment. This is Mike Ware. Into the final 20 seconds of the period. It's Sheffield in possession, and we're going to get a penalty call here from our referee, Carl Smart.
Well, I think this is a battle that's sort of been going on all game long, and that's Frankie Kovacs and Garth Premack. There it is beside the net there. Kovacs very aggressive when he gets around the front of the net. But you can see Garth Premack, he's going to stand his ground and certainly help his goaltender out. Well, these are two heavyweights.
Well, coincidental minors will create plenty of space on the ice because we'll skate 4-on-4. Kovacs gets his second penalty of the night and will cool off with just 17 seconds remaining on the period.
Well, the referees, when it comes to playoff hockey, they become a bit conservative as well. They don't want to sort of call everything. They like the players to play. Well, that's fair enough. 2 roughing calls there. And let's see whether that opens this game up once again and gives these guys a little bit more room, as you said, Tony.
So, face-off is in that Nottingham defensive zone with a bit of space, just 4 out skaters. Marty Dolman gets the break. Support from Nienhuis. Dolman loses 1, loses 2. Puck has cleared up the ice. And there goes the whistle to end the second period. A second period in a highly entertaining playoff match here that's finished with Nottingham leading by 4-3. Knocks for Nottingham in the first period. Allison on the power play for Sheffield. Goals in the second period from Jamie Leach and Blake Knox for Nottingham Panthers. Well, they kept it going. Courtney's 2 for Sheffield has made it 4-3 to Nottingham Panthers.
Another big night of boxing coming up on this week's Saturday Fight Night. Crawford Ashley defends his British light heavyweight title against Monty Wright. Live championship boxing Saturday night, 9:30 on Sky Sports 1. It's ice hockey action though now, and it's the playoffs. The Nottingham Panthers taking on the Sheffield Steelers here in the Nottingham ice rink. We've had a brilliant atmosphere here this evening. These fans really know their ice hockey. They're waiting for the third period, and so are we. So let's join our commentary team, Bob Carroll and Tony Millard.
As Gabby said, at 4-3 to Nottingham Panthers, the game has certainly come alive here. A win for Nottingham Panthers would leave them needing just 1 point from 2 games at the weekend to qualify for the semi-finals. Sheffield Steelers need nothing less than a win to keep in contention. It really is quite a match. The City of Lace against the City of Steel. Local derby to end all local derbies in ice hockey. And Bob Carroll alongside me. Bob, would you like to forecast which way it's going to go?
I don't want to forecast it, Tony, and the reason why is because, you know, I feel that the Steelers have really got a great third period in them because they're playing for their playoff lives here, and that's always so very important.
Well, we start the period skating 4-on-4 out skaters because Frank Kovacs of Sheffield and Garth Premack of Nottingham Panthers are both in the penalty box. So a bit of space on the ice for the first 1 minute and 44 seconds of the period. Sheffield win the first draw of the period. This is Priestley. Taking advantage of the extra space on this, the smallest ice surface in the Super League. Oh, he's taken down and into the boards, and Priestley wasn't keen on that. Flicks the puck around the boards with his hand to find Tony Hand. Break is on here. Laxdal, 2-on. We've got a chance for Sebastian here, and well, the rebound and 2 great saves there from Piero Greco. I'm not sure he knew really where the puck was, and I think perhaps Sebastian should have left it for the trailer. They've got a break again here. Sheffield throwing everything forward. Again, save, kicked up against the net by Piero Greco. Well, we know now what sort of colour this period's going to be like.
Well, there's Jeff Sebastian. He was the guy that went in one-on-one with a goaltender. Now, I think he hits a crossbar here. Yes, sir, he sure does. Laxdal thought that puck was in. The rebound comes out. He misses it. You got one Nottingham Panther deep in the zone. Here's Laxdal with that huge long shot, but Greco has no problem with that one as it hits the netting behind.
Tight work, Bob's taken a bit of battering tonight.
It has. Now, you know, Jeff Sebastian in one-on-one with that goalkeeper. Tony, he has got to shoot the puck because the Panthers have 2 cracks at it, really, don't they? Because Laxdal's there to get the rebound.
Still Panthers pushing forward to Angelis with that shot. Knocked away. Sheffield in the darker strip. This is Wilson. Break is on here. Allison gets the chance. Ady breaks it up for Nottingham Panthers. This is big Mike Ware in the neutral zone. Helped by Longstaff there. Longstaff knocks it down with his skate. Big hit on Ady. Allows Longstaff to get possession now for Sheffield. Sheffield a goal down, but trying desperately to pull it back quickly. Allison got in quickly there. De Angelis. Allison with a shot just off target. In fact, I think he took a deflection off Carpenter's skate in the end there, as he blocked the effort courageously. This is Allison again. Remember, already scored a power play goal for Sheffield tonight. Break is on here for Brent Bobick, though. Bobick's got support on this side from Randall Webber. Carpenter is getting forward. Back onto the ice comes Premack and Kovacs to bring both teams up to strength. As Bobick gets the break for Nottingham Panthers, number 93. Shadowed into the balls by Kellen. This is Ron Wilson, the Sheffield captain. Kovacs. This is Morgan again, who's taken a battering tonight for Nottingham. Bobick gets forward. Rob Wilson around the balls, the Sheffield skipper. Gains possession and sets his team going now through that neutral zone. Del Monte. Sebastian tries to take him into the corner, eventually shakes him off, and the puck comes loose and they hold it up against the boards. Well, as Jeff Sebastian holds it into the boards, it was he that was certainly in the action a few moments ago.
Well, he was, eh? It's not very often that Jeff Sebastian, I suppose, gets those kind of breaks to go onto the offense. But there's 2 of them. There's Laxdal, there's Sebastian. He pins her up, he takes a shot. He's going upstairs on Greco. The pipe works the one that's the winner there. Greco gets the advantage.
Sebastian drinks to that.
Jeff's had a good year this year. You know, he's a bit quiet offensively, I think, last year in Manchester, but since coming over to the Panthers, he's been very dominant in that department. He's a big guy. He's also played a lot more physical this season.
Some of these guys that have changed clubs have certainly done well for Nottingham. Steve Carpenter's another, hasn't he, done very well this season?
There's an interesting fact, too, about the Sheffield Steelers and the fact that they're a big third period team and they can come from behind and they can sting you if you're not careful.
Well, the face-off will again take place in that Nottingham zone. And, Dion Del Monte there, something to smile about.
Got an Italian passport, Tony. That'll certainly come in handy if the rule changes happen again next season.
Well, we understand the work permits are going to be limited next year, but break off for a moment. Chance there, great opportunity there, and the goal almost comes adrift there. In fact, the referee stops play. We'll talk about that, Bob, the work permit situation. Obviously, Europeans don't need work permits, and I understand the plans are to limit them to a third of the playing roster next year.
Well, I think that's, you know, for a number of reasons. I think the Department of Employment obviously clamping down, but also it's to help the national team program here in Great Britain and to try and make more players available.
Well, it won't affect that fellow. He's an Italian passport holder. Therefore, the European regulations can come in without a work permit. Action then in that Nottingham zone. Remember, they lead by 4 goals to 3, and Nottingham in the lighter strip. This is Steve Carpenter for them getting forward. Knocked into the corner by Laxdal. Chases on, chance for Leach. Oh! Leach's effort tried to find Laxdal on the edge of the crease and just missed it. But Sheffield get the break here. Good quality play there from Plummer. He's helped out by this man, Del Monte. Nottingham again clearing that zone, but only as far as Tommy Plummer will knock the puck deep behind the goal. Carpenter's good backhand sends this man the wrong way and takes a tumble, Del Monte. Chance here for Dolman to make a break with Carpenter. Nottingham need to switch. Jamie Leach sends his man away on this side, Jeff Sebastian. Sebastian's shot takes a deflection off target, runs around the boards, and now we've got a break on here. We've got a great chance here for Allison to grab his second goal of the game, and he does! Scott Allison has levelled it up for Sheffield. It's 4-all.
Well, Jeff Sebastian of the Nottingham Panthers, he went forward, he went onto the offense, and when you've got a defenseman and moves forward, you've got to have a forward coming back. Nobody there, and of course this puts Scott Allison in alone on the goalkeeper Trevor Robbins, and he makes this Wayne Gretzky play, sort of fakes to his backhand, there's the fake, and comes across, I should say, onto the forehand, and puts that puck upstairs. Jim Matheson coming with a head of steam up here. Have a look at this one, gang. Whoa, does he come into the net, but a little too late. The Steelers tie it up.
Well, Scott Allison's 2 tonight take him to 32 goals this season. An impressive record, and now puts him level with Derek Laxdal as joint top scorer of goals in all competitions.
Well, there's Jeff Sebastian going in there, but that was a great play because I think Trevor Robbins anticipating backhand shot there, and then of course he crosses to the forehand.
Well, Jamie Steer from Ayr also had 32 before tonight. If he scores against Newcastle, he of course will be there on his own. But it's all to play for here in this stirring encounter. 4-all. Remember, if it stays like this or is level at the end, we go to overtime. 10 minutes or till the team scores first. Sheffield now get another break here. In the darker strip, this is Allison, scorer of 2 already tonight. Could he get a hat-trick? Bobbick eases it into the neutral zone. This is Tony Hand. Springboard gets forward. Kovacs with a shot just off target. Courtney wins the puck back for Sheffield and looks for support on the blue line. He gets it here from Cranston. Effort takes a deflection off Bobbick's skates there, wide of the net. Now the break is on here as Dolman steps inside 2 men. Inside Kovacs, inside Cranston. But now Cranston could get the break as the puck drops down and goes for the shot, kicked away by Robbins. A bit of argy-bargy on the edge of the crease as Nottingham get the break here. 3-on-3, this is Leach. Puck running loose around the boards. Break is on here now. Sheffield storming forward. One has the feeling that the visitors at the moment just on top a little bit. There they go with the shot there. Robbins has to watch that carefully from Kovacs' power. This is Derek Laxdale for Nottingham, cheered on by the home fans. In this packed Nottingham Ice Stadium, we're going to get a penalty here because Carpenter is floored by Cranston. Tim Cranston, I think, will get the penalty, and Carpenter is the man that's hurt.
Well, Steve Carpenter down on the ice there, and he's obviously in pain.
Well, we'll have to see what the officials say. The trainer is on to attend to the Nottingham man, and certainly Tim Cranston is going to the penalty box, which will give a power play to Nottingham Panthers. This could count.
Well, interference being the call on Tim Cranston, but I think we're going to have a bit of a look at it here. There's Carpenter and Cranston in front of the net. Oh, I don't know if he got a bit of a spear in there or what.
Well, the home fans are pleased that Carpenter is up and raring to go again. And this will be power play Nottingham Panthers.
Well, Tim Cranston's in the penalty box saying, hey, the guy dove, went over, created the penalty to put you guys back on the power play.
In football terms, they might call it a dive. But we've got a little bit of a problem here.
Well, we got an unsportsmanlike call. Steve Carpenter now goes to the penalty box, which is going to even things up.
Well, I must talk about that, Bob, because Nottingham were on the power play and Steve Carpenter clearly said something to the official. Nottingham could have done without that, couldn't they?
No, Blazer won't be happy at all with that particular call, nor will he be with his player because it's a retaliation sort of thing. Now, his team just muffed up the old power play, which could have got him a goal and put him ahead in this game. Now they're playing for a side.
Well, that's the rule, of course, because those now count as coincidental minors, and both teams will skate 4 out skaters and a goalie.
Well, Dempsey knows that he's got a little bit of momentum going for him here, so his team's very much a third period side.
Well, there was a call for tripping there, and the fans were yelling, but this is 80 for Nottingham Panthers. 80 goes for the shot. Bolio blocks it. Greco plays his part as well, the goaltender back up. Break, just off target there, the shot there from Priestley. Break is on here for Blake Knox. Priestley's away, Knox with a shot. Greco gets the angle just right. End-to-end stuff here now, some atmosphere. Longstaff with a break for Sheffield this way. Can't keep it in the zone. Allison regains possession for Sheffield. They switch play looking for Priestley. This is Sebastian getting forward for Nottingham Panthers. Ed Courtney already scored 2 goals tonight. Good forechecking there for Derek Laxdale of Nottingham. This is Courtney. Steps inside his man. Hand is skating in front of him. This is Ron Schuger getting forward. And we've got an offside call, and it all breaks out on the edge of the... Well, just outside that bench there, Derek Laxdale involved from Nottingham Panthers. And things getting a little bit touchy.
Ron Schuger in there as well. But they quickly pair one another up. Laxdal having a crack there and finishing the hit off with Ron Schuger. Sticks getting a little bit high, and here comes a retaliation. Both 2 real physical players that aren't going to back down. There's the old bear hug. Well, perhaps a little bit of a dance. But Laxdal always comes to play physical, and this is why, you know, he very often gets involved in situations like this, because he certainly isn't going to back down.
Well, the officials having a chat there, and Carl Smart, the referee, directing the face-off will come outside the Nottingham defensive zone and into the neutral zone. A little delay because of way to our left. Attention to the equipment of Piero Greco.
Well, there's an example. You got Craig Nienhuis in our picture there. Now, he's actually swapped his gloves in the third period. And the reason why he's done that is, I'm sure, because they're wet. We've seen those composure and those that equipment that a lot of the teams carry now to try and keep the gloves dry so that the players can get a better grip on their stick.
Well, there's the clock, 13 minutes and 29 seconds remaining, and it's tied at dead level in this local derby between Nottingham Panthers and Sheffield Steelers at 4-all. Nottingham dumping the puck into the corner, back off the plexiglass, picked up by Marty Dolman, out in front of the goal crease, and Premack will get the shot away here, charged down by Mike Ware, and now the break is on here for Ware, steps inside to Angelis. Good work by the defenseman. This is Dolman. Tony Hand, good skills. Interception by De Angelis, gets the break there. Chance for Derek Laxdal, comes out of the zone and Dolman can't keep it in. Nottingham fans don't like it. The linesman down there reads it exactly right. Chance to go ringside for some news from Nick Rothwell.
Hey guys, this will make your mouth water. Jamie Leach or your eyes water even. Jamie Leach had a couple of stitches put in his tongue. He actually bit it in the second period there, and between the intermission there, he had a couple just put in the top of his tongue. Pretty painful, eh?
Rather he than me.
Oh, that often happens. You know what? These guys have got to get back in the game, don't they? He's that excited out there, he bit his tongue. No, nonetheless, he's got to get back in the game. Never mind the local anesthetic. Just soar up and get back in. Thanks, Doc.
Shot there, goes in. He kept out our casualty correspondent, Nick Rothwell. Well, there's plenty happening. I suppose it's predictable that this game will be tight, Bob. We didn't expect to have so many goals, but look at this.
Well, Jeff Sebastian again teased it up. He's got offensive proneness. He's showed it very much this season. And, you know, in a small rink like Nottingham, you've got to take every advantage you possibly can to let that shot go.
Well, with Cranston and Carpenter down below us waiting to come back on, just 10 seconds remaining on those coincidental minors. We're still skating 4-on-4. A bit of space in this Nottingham Ice Stadium. Well, the linesman is René Toulmin down there. I can tell you it's the 10th anniversary of René Toulmin coming to England. He came as an 8-year-old, he's now 18. Comes from Holland. Icing call. We'll take the action back up to the Sheffield zone. And we're not even halfway through this last period. Still, at 4-all, anything can happen.
Leon Del Monte going back into the zone. I'm sure that the Steelers felt they had the touch there before that puck actually went down the ice. And of course, nobody wants to be back deep in their own territory trying to take a face-off.
Well, I think it looks as if they're going to go for short shifts at the moment, Bob. The lines are changing frequently.
And look for, you know, both these teams to try and get those big guns out there. You know, you look at Sheffield, Allison's got a couple of goals, Courtney's got a couple of goals. Those guys are going to lug a little bit more ice time because they're finding the net here tonight.
Priestley playing on defence alongside his captain, Wilson. Wilson knocks it forward. Now this is Sheffield on the break here. Good work here from Cranston. Cranston fresh, of course, after a spell in the penalty box. Fresh legs for a while. This is Cranston. Takes a battering there from Carpenter again. A little bit of a fracas between these two. Running battle. This is Jeff Sebastian for Nottingham. Good puck control there by Craig Nienhuis. Twice goes by 1, 2 and 3 and runs out of space as Del Monte rescues the day for Sheffield. This is Jamie Leach. Leach and Nienhuis storm forward. 80's with them. Now it's Sheffield. End to end. This is Rob Wilson, the captain, but an offside call. Nicky Chin's in there too quickly.
Once again, it's that last little move before you hit that blue line. And that's what causes all the trouble. Nicky Chin just getting in the road there. There was no choice. He had to go over the blue line to try and get out of Rob Wilson's way. The offside being the call.
Well, he's had a few injury problems recently, but I'm sure those injuries suddenly clear up when he gets to the playoffs, don't they?
Well, they've really got no choice. I mean, Sheffield struggling in defense especially. We know that Kenny Priestley's back there, but they're missing Andre Mallow. They're missing Jamie Vanderhorst. Jamie, a very physical player. And of course, Andre Mallow, I mean, he can move the puck with the best of them.
Longstaff trying to get Sheffield going. This is Webber as Kovacs knocks it around the boards. Webber tries to get the break. Support on the far side for Morgan, who simply knocks it back. This is Brent Bobbitt. Randall Webber to his left. This is Webber. Steps inside his man, avoids the check and still goes on. This is Webber. Can he go all the way? Webber has a great chance there as Greco spreads himself to block the way to goal to that puck.
Well, Randall Webber bangs around to the puck and gets a clear chance to the goal, but we saw this a week or two ago. I don't agree with making a deke and going to the short side because you run out of room there. And it's so easy for the goaltender. Webber in alone now. He really hasn't got anything because Greco's very much stacking the pads and waiting for him to make the first move, but he goes to the short side and he runs out of space to let the puck go.
Nevertheless, the face-off is still in the Sheffield zone. Referee Kyle Smart is saying to the come on the players, let's get on with it. Draw one back to De Angelis. De Angelis' shot takes a deflection off the ankle of Blake Knox, I think there. Bolio gets forward for Sheffield, knocks it into the corner. Longstaff follows up, looks for support, doesn't get it. This is Kovacs now, good dummy, big hit, both jump. Now Nottingham get the break here with Premack. Premack plays a neat 1-2 there with Marty Dolman, but Sheffield get it back through Longstaff. This is Priestley. Robbins alert to that. Carpenter gets the break, knocks to his left. Sheffield almost caught on the hop as Carpenter goes all the way, and Greco has to be alert to kick that one away, although the shot lacked power. This is Wilson. Sheffield now. Well, they're not playing safety first here. They're not playing for that overtime point. They're going for the win.
Well, they definitely are. It was an interesting note there just a minute ago, though, Tony. Sheffield getting caught on a line change. Steve Carpenter moving forward there, driving for the net.
Well, who's going to win this? Remember, if we get to 60 minutes of play, then each side gets a point if it's level. And then they play for the first goal for the bonus point, the second point on the match. But at the moment, it's level at 4-all.
Well, I'm certain that the Steelers aren't looking for that. You know, they want to try and put the old nail in the coffin here if they can, but...
Carpenter working his socks off here for Nottingham Panthers. Good work there by Paul Adey to touch that puck before it reached the red line. Adey's got support here from Leach. Leach gets the shot away, takes the deflection. Chance here for Leach. Oh! Two shots from Leach in a split second there apart. Both could have counted.
Well, Jamie Leach is so great at getting that puck deep, popping out of the zone into the slot area and letting it go again. And they key on that because they know that he's got that quick release of a shot. And it's so important to try and pick that guy up. It's just a deflection that prevents that from going between the pipes, I'm sure.
Well, if anybody makes a mistake now, Bob, it could be costly.
Well, that's the thing you want to minimize, is you want to minimize the mistakes that you make. Everybody's going to be playing very solid defensive hockey here. Put the clamps on, make sure you pick your man up, especially if you're in deep either end of the ice.
Nothing defensive about this as Tony Hand gets forward. He's got support from Courtney. Hand goes for the shot, narrow angle. Leach picks up the rebound. The Nottingham Panthers clears it across ice. This is Mike Bishop. Switches play, chance here. Great opportunity here. Oh, empty net almost there for the taking. Paul Adey with the shot just off target. Chance here for Bishop storming forward. Blocked there by Corey Bolio. Blocked again, this time by the right pad of Piero Greco. And Bolio, the big man, is hurt.
Well, Corey Bolio down in front of the Sheffield Steeler net, only because he's just blocked a shot. I don't know whether he got that one in the ankle, but he's up again. Here's Bishop, he lets everything into it. Bolio doing a super defensive job there. And of course the Panthers get a crack at it again. But he's down and out, and as soon as the Steelers touch the puck, the play is nullified.
Well, John Lawless is up here with us. John, it's tight at 4-all and anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think that if we were looking at Sheffield's chances to qualify, they can't concede another goal. They've got to tighten it up a little bit. It's end-to-end stuff, and if they can get it to overtime, they'll guarantee themselves at least a point, and then push for the victory.
Well, which one of these two teams, John, might you fancy?
I think if obviously Sheffield played defensive first, then they might be able to get the chance on the break.
Well, they try the break there with Nicky Chin. Knocked into the corner by Tommy Plummer. Webber gets possession for Nottingham Panthers to give them the break now. Good support. Knocked around the boards by Morgan. This is Mike Ware. Ware knocks it goalwards. Robbins will kill it stone dead and avoid the pressure. Nervy times for both teams here. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Still 4-all and deadlock. Remember, if it stays like this, we go to overtime. 10 minutes timeout for stoppages. First team to score is the winner.
Well, we'll be interested to see how Corey Bolio, whether or not he returns to this game. And, you know, his physical presence is always very much felt in terms of the Sheffield Steelers. It looks like maybe that pain threshold has gone down a little bit for him, but there he is battling in the corner for that puck. And this is, of course, when he actually comes out in front of the net here. He makes sure he picks his man up. There's where he blocks the shot and gets the injury.
Shot from Ron Shudra goes in there, though. Knocked away by Robbins. Flicked into the zone by Plummer. Chases on for Nicky Chin. Robbins will knock it round behind his own net. This is Blake Knox with 2 goals to his name. Only as far as the neutral zone. Chipped back by Ron Shudra. Almost a sandwich golf shot, that one. Dolman and Sebastian. Sebastian knocks it forward. Still they go forward. This is Laxdale with the shot. Rebound falls out. Greco doesn't quite know where it was, and now Sheffield will get the break. This is Nicky Chin. That's support. Sheffield is changing on the fly behind him. Premack flicks it around the boards. Wilson can't keep it in. This is Priestley. Priestley switches play to Cranston. And now we've got 2-line pass there because it was inside his own defensive zone, and Cranston was well in his own opponent's half of the ring, Rob.
Well, Mike Blaisdell probably felt that his team had that advantage, but it's certainly been tightened up by the Sheffield Steelers. Once again, the pressure's on him. It's the home team now. He knows he's got to win at home if he hopes to qualify for those semifinals. Those home games are ever so crucial and important.
Well, we said it before, if Nottingham win this, they need just a point from the 2 games at the weekend, but if it stays like this, there are all sorts of combinations, because with the overtime threatening, an extra point comes into play.
Well, the other thing, of course, is when you beat the Ayr Scottish Eagles in your own building, and then if you lose the next night, you know, everything is kind of like nullified, and your hard work is just put away.
Sheffield will try and break. Nottingham are pinning them back. Nottingham fans yell for the penalty, but now Sheffield get the break here. Good block there on the blue line. Leach collects the loose puck, supported by Nienhuis here. Leach gets forward, AD's with him, De Angelis behind him, and shot is covered by Greco, and he gathers that in his midrib.
Well, Piero Greco's played very well for the Steelers here tonight. You know, there's been 4 goals scored on them, but nonetheless, they're all pretty good quality goals.
Oh, a little bit of a fracas breaking out there.
Up here, that was Frankie Kovacs and Paul Lady. Have a chance to have a look at Piero Greco. Jamie Leach, once again, he's going to shoot from whenever he can, because we know that he's always dangerous on that shot. Greco sees it the whole way, though, hangs on. All Sheffield Steelers have picked their men up defensively. Good job.
Well, both of them go to the box. Frank Kovacs and Paul Adey, both on 2 minutes for roughing. Coincidental minors with skate 4 on 4. And once again, plenty of space on the ice.
Yeah, it opens things up, and I'm not so certain if that's an advantage to either side here this evening, because both are very big clubs, and you know, they very much try and use the physical momentum to work for them.
Well, it's Frank Kovac's third penalty of the night, the most penalised player of the evening. There's how it happened.
That's where it starts in front of the net, but once again, we spoke about that, and look at that. These Steelers come back in numbers. Tim Cranston, he's the center iceman on that line. He's got to be back in deep, helping his defenseman out, and making sure that he picks his man up deep in his defensive zone.
Handbags at 9 paces, really. Nottingham pushing forward, but now here's Courtney for Sheffield. The space on the ice. This man's already got 2 goals to his name. He's got Tony Hand with him. De Angelis, the Italian Olympic player, with the interception. Marty Dolman. Dolman tries to create space. Mike Ware breaks it up. Tony Hand gets the break here. Good interception again by De Angelis. Forechecking by Sheffield from Hand and Courtney. But De Angelis now moves it into the neutral zone. Interception by Courtney. Courtney looks for the break. Ware with the interception. Courtney picks it for Hand. Chance here for Tony Hand. Taken wide brilliantly by De Angelis, and Robbins covered as well. Goaltender Greco knocks it down for Mike Ware. Ware moves into the neutral zone. Interception here from Carpenter, but Bobic and Bishop coming forward in support. Again, the wayward pass allows Sheffield to get back and move forward with Allison. Dumped into the corner, chases on for Longstaff. Interception by Knox, and now Carpenter. Good dummy. Brent Bobic gets a skate first to gather the puck, and Allison recovers well to intercept. 2 mistakes coming now as the players get tired. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Here's Blake Knox. 2 goals, good stick handling qualities. Allison chases him back. Knox checks, he's got Carpenter in support. Carpenter goes for the shot, and yet again it hits the pipework, and that was desperately close.
Well, you see the importance of that trailer on the play, and he's such a difficult man to cover because he's coming in late, and you don't anticipate him all the time. He's got a head of steam up and a little bit of momentum, and it makes it difficult to defend against.
Well, Leach had a head of steam there, and now as we move into... This is Kovacs back on the ice, both teams back up to strength. Robbins has to watch it carefully. Break is on here. Now here's Paul Adey with fresh legs, having had the rest in the box. Jamie Leach in support, comes across. Nienhuis will chase it into the corner. Paul Adey. Break on here now for Sheffield Steelers. Good work by Del Monte. Chin follows up. Puck is held up in front of the Nottingham bench. Well, we could get news of that other important game tonight. It was Newcastle 4, Ayr 5. Remember, Newcastle led 2-0 at one time, but Ayr Scottish Eagles march on. An away win for them in this group.
We'll have another chance to have a look at that one that rings off the old crossbar and helps Piero Greco out again. Carpenter with a big, huge shot there from the point. Little bit of action in front of Greco.
But Sheffield win what could be a crucial draw here now. This is Courtney. Tony Hand can't get a stick on that, and because the pass was inside his own half of the rink from Courtney, that again will produce an icing call and a face-off in the Sheffield zone.
Well, Tony Hand, always one of the top scorers in whatever competition he plays in, and again this year, the leading scorer, leading point man in the Super League. What a tremendous feat for him. 4th time in 5 years.
I wonder, Bob, if he ever would have made it in the NHL.
Well, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe, I think if he would have given it more of an opportunity, I'm certain that we would have seen that guy there, because he's just really got good, basic, strong hockey smarts. He's just really a very, very intelligent player.
Face off here. Sebastian will go for the shot. Oh, the block this time from Dolman, and now Sheffield get the break here. Dolman interrupted the shot of his own play. Great interception. Laxdale gets the break. This is Leach. Dolman's on this side. Leach goes for the shot. Rebound. Eventually cleared off the plexiglass and into the neutral zone. Well, there goes the hooter. A cracking game, but we've got more to come. At 4-4, it goes into overtime. First team to score will be the winner. At the end of the first period, it was 1-1, but we've certainly seen some action since then. 2 goals apiece counting from Scott Allison and Ed Courtney for Sheffield. We've seen 2 goals from Blake Knox, 1 each from Jamie Leach and Brent Bobick, counting for Nottingham Panthers. Penalties few and far between, but we have a chance to look at the action so far. Or we will have in a moment, but at the moment, blank ice in front of us as we wait for the teams. They're talking with their coaches, and certainly the coaches will have words to say to their players. The goals so far. Blake Knox it was, with a deflection from Craig Nienhouse's shot that put Nottingham Panthers in front. Scott Allison on the power play it was that equalised for Sheffield Steelers. Ed Courtney made it 2-1 to Sheffield, the away team in front, but only narrowly. It was 2-2 when Jamie Leach hit the equaliser for Nottingham Panthers in the second period. Brent Bobick made it 3-2, a great break over the blue line. 4-2 it was when Knox got his second goal of the game, batting it in past Trevor Robbins from the air. Ed Courtney pulled it back to 4-3 at the end of the second period. The only goal of the final period came from Scott Allison to tie it up and send us into overtime. A point apiece for the teams at the moment. Anybody who scores in the overtime period would get 2 points. And this is going to be a crucial 10 minutes for both of these clubs, Bob Carroll. It could be the most crucial 10 minutes of the season.
Well, that's right, because the one that gets the 2 points is the one that's going to find themselves on an easier route to get to that semi-final. Now, Mike Blaisdell realizes that his team have to win their home games. Hopefully, if they can steal one on the road, they know that they're in there with a real fighting chance. The same applies to the Steelers. And both teams' season hangs in a balance.
And both teams will start this overtime period playing in the same direction as they were in the third period. Nottingham Panthers 4, Sheffield Steelers 4, a point apiece. But all that matters now is who scores the first goal, and that will provide the winner. Dolman will get the shot away, watched away carefully by the goaltender Greco as it's off target. Break is on here now. Longstaff is on this side. Cranston is taken down. Dolman fashions the break into the neutral zone where Bolio with the interception. He knocks it into the corner. This is Kovacs. Puck comes loose. Dolman flicks it to Leach. Leach will look to get the break here for the home side Nottingham Panthers. Good interception again by Bolio to knock it into the neutral zone. DeAngelis works well with his captain Garth Premack. Nienhouse knocks it down with his glove to try and fashion a break for Nottingham Panthers. This is big Mike Ware with Cardiff last season. Trevor Robbins knocks it down behind his net for Paul Adey. Knox will ease it on under pressure from Chin. One back by Del Monte. This is Nicky Chin. Good work by Garth Premack. Chin keeps battling. Adey tries to get Nottingham going again. Does on the break himself. This is Paul Adey. Backhand shot. Well gathered by Greco.
Well, Paul Adey's always dangerous around the net there. He comes in with a whole head of steam. This is where the cross takes place, and I admire the Steelers because everybody picks the man up and they let Piero Greco concentrate on the shooter, which is Paul Adey. And if that's all he has to do, that makes his job much easier.
Face off once again deep in that Sheffield zone. Piero Greco, the Sheffield goaltender, has to be alert. To be fair, if Nottingham Panthers get the winner, with air going the way they are, it's going to look very much like Nottingham Panthers to go through. Bishop with a shot just off target. But Sheffield aren't done yet, and they have 2 home games at the weekend. This is Tony Hand for Sheffield. Chance of a break here with Scott Allison. Allison would chase. He's got no support on this side. Good interception by Mike Bishop. Allison gets it back. Tries to find Courtney on the edge of the crease. Morgan combines well with Webber. Webber with the shot. Hard and high. Carpenter in a fine game. Good interception on the red line. Jump back in. Nobody wants to make a mistake, and almost Greco did there as it bounced off the top of his net. Sebastian tries to get forward. All he could do is knock it around the boards. This is collected by Priestley for Sheffield. Bolio is the big number 44. He clears his defensive zone. Cranston, offside call is on the far side. Kovacs went in just too quickly.
Well, Frank Kovacs has no option on that play. He's got to be driving for the net. Tim Cranston knows that, but the thing is the puck is just bobbled right at the blue line there. You can see both teams very conscientious to make sure that they clear their zones properly. There it is, just that bit of hesitation once again, offside being the call.
Offside call produces the face-off just in the neutral zone, the Nottingham half of the ring. Linesman Alan Bachelder will drop the puck. He doesn't have too far to go home tonight. Although he's tired from the European Junior Championships. Mustn't forget these officials when it goes to overtime, Bob. It's quite hard work for them as well.
Oh, it is. You know, they go through the physical pressures just like everybody else does.
This is Nienhuis. Talk about physical pressure. A lot of work for him tonight, including those 3 assists. Mike Ware fails to connect with the puck. This is Rob Wilson for Sheffield, behind his own net. Put under pressure. Blake Knox, it is 77, collects the puck. The Nottingham Panthers and flips it back. Good support here. 80 goes to the shot. Good glove work by the goaltender, who had to be alert.
Well, Piero Greco has to come up with a good save here, but one of the things that creates this opportunity for the Panthers is watch Craig Nienhuis behind the net, because we really can't see him, but he's got 2 Sheffield Steelers with him. That gives a little bit of opportunity and time for Nottingham to get that shot on goal.
Well, the clock top left-hand side of your screen is the countdown. Remember, we have 10 minutes of overtime, and we've had just over 7 minutes to go. It is sudden death. The first team to score will win. Already, both teams are short of 1 point. The winners get the other. This is Garth Premack. Loses possession. Now this is a chance for Nicky Chin. Chin could get the winner here. Good angle from the goaltender Robbins, who gave him a little area to shoot at. And still they push forward, Sheffield. Good defensive cover here, and whacked out of his defensive zone with his fist, in fact, that time by Brent Bobbitt. Produces an icing call, and it's most unusual icing, because he actually swept it curling fashion up the ring.
Well, they do anything they possibly can just to make sure that that puck clears the blue line. Here's Sheffield's opportunity to get the shot on goal. Chin elects to let the shot go. Robbins way out of his net there to cut that angle down. Now it looks like Trevor Robin, or I should say Brent Bobbitt there, nursing something. I don't know whether he hurt his leg or whatever. But what an important job that he's done in the playoffs for these Nottingham Panthers.
2 goals last Sunday, 1 tonight. 3 goals in 3 days.
This goes to show you, nothing participates better than the guy that can skate.
This is Jamie Leach. Leach will get the break here, knocks it into the neutral zone. Whacked back again quickly by Tommy Plummer. This is De Angelis. Jamie Leach, spreads play left, knocked in by Premack. Watched carefully by the goaltender Greco. This is Dion Del Monte. Referee gets out of the way, Plummer clears it into the neutral zone. Premack will knock it back. Sheffield been put under a little bit of pressure. Nottingham now changing on the fly. That'll allow Sheffield to get the break. Plummer dumps it in. Chase on into the far corner from Nicky Chin. And this time when Bishop catches it in glove and throws it away, they give a face-off. Nervous times for the coaches at the moment.
Well, Mike Blaisdell, he'd sooner have had this win in his pocket and gone out the door now. But he knows he must keep persevering, and Alex Dampier knows that the pressure's all on the other man, because he's done a great job to keep his team in a 4-4 draw, especially in the Nottingham Ice Stadium, because it's not an easy building to win in.
Well, remember, this is the 8th time these teams have met at this stage of the competition, and until now, the match has always been won by the home team. Tonight, it's 4-all to play for in this overtime period. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Nottingham get the break. The skates of Carpenter help them break. This is Paul Adey. Blake Knox on this side. Hakes brings it down. Well, I thought he caught it with his glove there. I'm surprised the official didn't blow. They have now. He's had a busy night.
He has. Now here's some good defensive work. Have a look at this. Corey Bolio knows that that puck's going with Blake Knox, and he just makes sure that he takes the body. He concentrates on nothing else there. He cannot let that man get through.
Tremendous atmosphere in the Nottingham Ice Stadium. It really is quite a place. Oldest rink on the circuit, but certainly not short of atmosphere.
Well, you know, you've got playoff hockey, Tony, but when you compound it with an overtime session, boy, it doesn't get any fiercer than that.
In a small rink too. Packed to the rafters. Tony Hand collects the loose puck here now. This is Tony Hand. Could he go all the way? Hand shot. Robin saves. Good reaction save with his right pad. This is Rob Wilson. Still the battle is joined here. Tremendous atmosphere. Just under 5 minutes remaining now. Nottingham have the break. This is Morgan. Time and time again, Sheffield close ranks as they come across the blue line. This is Kovacs. Flicks it with his fist. We've seen plenty of play like that. Bumped into the corner from Longstaff. Sebastian takes the rap and comes out smiling. This is Rob Wilson. This is David Longstaff for Sheffield. One mistake and it could be all over. But still, Priestley flicks it to Del Monte. Del Monte denied space by Dolman in that neutral zone. Neither team really deserves to lose, but could this be it? That's still just off target. When you play a game like this, Bob, you've got to say nobody really deserves to lose, do they?
No, you don't. I mean, you know, they've all fought very hard for 60 minutes, and they're going into the extra 10 now.
This is Del Monte, sorry.
You gotta say, you know, that the guys are physically tired now, and they're also starting to mentally deteriorate as well, which is really a difficult situation, but they'll keep battling on, no doubt.
Don't think anybody will be practicing in the morning. Break is on here. This is Dolman, steps inside his man. Dolman will get the break. Premac's on this side. Premac could go goalwards. Del Monte is back to cover. And still Nottingham come forward here. This is Paul Adey, taken out by Plummer. Got support behind him from Blake Knox. Held up in the corner. And that produced a face-off. Chance to look at the Group B results tonight. 2 games taking place. Bracknell 0, Cardiff 5, the final score. Basingstoke 3, Manchester 4, the final score. And now we do know 2 of the semi-finalists, because that means that the Cardiff Devils and the Manchester Storm will be through to the semi-finals of this competition, the playoffs. Here, there's plenty to decide. It's 4-4 between Nottingham and Sheffield, remember. Ayr won tonight at Newcastle, so it's all to play for in this group. And even after tonight, we won't know the 2 teams through in this one.
Well, that's right, because both these sides still have to play Ayr once again. Nottingham, in fact, going up to Ayr, but the Ayr Scottish Eagles coming down to face the Sheffield Steelers in Sheffield. Never an easy task either.
We shouldn't forget that Sheffield have 2 home games remaining this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and the Sheffield Arena could be a packed house there. Face off now in that Sheffield zone. Remember, here tonight we're in the Nottingham Ice Stadium, where the music is intense, the nail biting continues. But now Mike Ware gets the break for Sheffield. Ed Courtney sprays it right. Tony Hand hasn't had too many clear escapes towards goal tonight. Wilson is taken into the boards to put under pressure. Chance for Blake Knox. Opening on the edge of the crease as Carpenter storms forward. Adey gets the rebound on the backhand. The Sheffield can't clear that zone, and now Bishop with that shot was just off target. Carpenter storms forward. Nottingham Panthers trying to stage a grandstand finish. Now Sheffield getting the break. This is Tony Hand. Bishop breaks it up. Nienhuis will get the break here. Sheffield could be caught on the hop. Knox is this side. Shot from Nienhuis just off target. Up against the back of the net. Puck comes loose. This is Corey Bolio. He flicks it into the neutral zone. Robbins will watch this carefully. Both teams now use the opportunity to change. But this is Randall Webber breaking with Sebastian. Bobic in support. On the far side, we've got Neil Morgan. Matheson will keep it in with his skate. Eventually cleared out here by Sheffield into the neutral zone with Longstaff. Hits the back of his own man there. Matheson has a little bit of a problem with Kovacs. Well, just under 2 minutes remaining. The face-off will be in the Nottingham zone. And remember, if it stays like this, both teams have a point, and that's how it finished. First team to score wins it. We've still got 2 minutes. A lot can happen in 2 minutes of ice hockey.
Well, every team, both teams, I should say, will be going for that win.
It's a bit late for him. How can he keep those eyes open?
I think I saw him earlier on in the game. He had a hat on. He's obviously warm as well.
Well, they're rocking all over the world. They're rocking all round this Nottingham Ice Stadium. Plenty of music tonight. Haven't heard too much of Eric Shaw, the organist, yet, but who knows? Great stuff here. All action stuff and still to play for. Sebastian into the corner. Cranston collects the loose puck, slips over. Puck eventually comes loose here, and now Sheffield will get the break again. Corey Bolio. Kovacs to his left. Longstaff in front. Kovacs gets forward. Sebastian covers here for Nottingham Panthers. And Panthers will probably settle for the draw the way this has gone in the end. Sheffield perhaps need more. But remember, Sheffield have 2 home games to come. This is Garth Premack knocking it back. Just over a minute remaining now. Del Monte. Chin will chase it in. Cleared away by De Angelis. Knocked back into that zone, and the offside call, because Chin's already there ahead of the puck, will produce a face-off in the neutral zone. Just moving into the last minute of the game. We know a lot can happen in, well, 61 seconds of ice hockey.
Boy, what a difficult playoff we've had here, though. No question about it. All games have been very, very close. Not much in it. And it's just a good indication of how tough and how close the Super League has been this year.
Well, remember, of course, at the end of the second period, it was 4-3 to Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield scored a goal in the final period. And at the moment, the overtime period has seen no goals. Robbins will watch that carefully. Chin can't get forward. Time running out for both sides here to get the winner. This is Mike Ware. Robbins has to jump. Drops it down for Premack. Premack knocks it into the neutral zone. Greco will have to watch this carefully. Del Monte steps inside his man, kicks it sideways, knocked forward by Ron Schuder. Nobody's there to chase it. Sheffield will change on the fly as we move into the last 30 seconds of the game. But Carpenter comes forward for Nottingham Panthers. Still going. Good interception by Hand, helped by Allison. Courtney gets forward. Bishop knocks it down on the red line. 15 seconds remaining. Scott Allison bombs forward. Well, with seconds remaining, just 10 seconds in fact, the face-off here will be on the 2-line pass just inside that Sheffield defensive zone. I don't think we're going to see goalkeepers taken off at this stage, Bob.
I don't think so. You know, the important thing from both sides probably will be to make sure you just tie your man up on this face-off. Nobody wants to get loose. Any sort of shot could be crucial. Probably more importantly, though, for the Nottingham Panthers, because they're actually just inside their offensive zone.
Dolman will try the draw for Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield just about time to break if they win the draw. Ball. And Sheffield win that draw. Can they get the break into the neutral zone? De Angelis with the interception. Clock running down as Nottingham Panthers in possession with Steve Carpenter. They're not going for the winner, they're not going to gamble. And there it ends, a little bit in anticlimax, but what a magnificent game. It's ended 4-4 with 1 point apiece, and still it's wide open in this group as to who will qualify for the semi-finals. 2 goals for Sheffield from Scott Allison, 2 from Ed Courtney, 2 goals for Nottingham Panthers from Blake Knox, 1 each from Jamie Leach and Brent Bobick. We really have had quite a night here, with it ending Nottingham Panthers 4, Sheffield Steelers 4. before. The crowd in a packed house in this Nottingham Ice Stadium. Most of them have gone home happy. Panthers still lead Sheffield in the table, and it's all to play for. But I think Bob Corral alongside me has played in quite a sporting spirit in the end.
Well, we've got to certainly say, you know, it's been some game. Both these teams fighting very, very hard.
Well, ringside is Nick Rothwell with Nottingham coach Mike Blaisdell.
Mike, the clash between you and Sheffield, always a classic. This certainly was.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Two teams played quite well defensively. A few breakdowns. You know, I mean, we hit a lot of metal work tonight. Could have went our way, but you know, Sheffield played a good game. They came in here very determined, and they played the best game they played against us all year.
This group is still wide open now.
Well, yeah, it's wide open. We know well, obviously we're trying to win our last two games. I think a big win for us will be Saturday night if we can beat Newcastle. Then it puts a little pressure on these guys. They're going to have to beat Ayr and Newcastle. I think it's going to be tight though.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks, Nick.
Mike Blaisdell there talking to Nick Rothwell. John Lawless, we said it was going to be a scramble in this group with Ayr winning as well, and these two keeping themselves right up there. It's going to go right down to the wire, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll definitely go down to the last weekend. I think, though, that both Nottingham and Ayr are favourites to win. Sheffield have some work to do, but the benefit is that they have their last two games at home.
Thanks very much, John. Well, let's confirm how that table is looking at the moment after the evening's results. Newcastle 4, Ayr 5, a result in Newcastle. A good win for Ayr because it puts them up to the top of the table. They're on exact same points as Nottingham Panthers. That's 6 each. However, they've won one more game than them. The Sheffield Steelers, of course, getting a valuable point in overtime at Nottingham, keeping themselves right up there in contention. Group B is looking very different because we know the semi-finalists from that group now. The Cardiff Devils and the Manchester Storm both winning. Cardiff with a very convincing win over Bracknell. Manchester just edging it at Basingstoke. Those two are going to be in the semi-finals. We don't know, of course, whether they'll finish first or second because there's a full weekend of hockey to play. The next time you'll see us on Ice Hockey Live is at one of those semi-finals. We don't know which one yet is going to be, of course. However, it's going to be game 2 of 3, so it'll be a crucial game, whatever, on Sky Sports 3, Saturday, March 21st at 6:30. And then it's the big one, the playoff final from the 9X Arena, live and exclusive on Sky Sports 3, March 28th at 7 p.m. We hope you're going to join us for both the semi and the final because the ice hockey is really hotting up here on Sky Sports. Join us for that one. It was 4-4 here at the Nottingham Ice Stadium. Both teams taking a point in overtime. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.